And we are live. Alrighty, to kick us off, I am going to go straight into the game because we don't have a lot of time left in the game. But I do hope everyone's Monday is going well. It's a little rainy here, and going from there. I can't pause that. Excuse me. That's what I want to hit. Okay. Oh, hey, Sin, how goes it? Actually trying to resolve something why my keyboard is not pausing that. Welcome to the chat, Sin. How goes it? We're actually at the end of Pillars of Eternity today. So if you're trying to avoid spoilers, this is the spoiler warning. We're going to the ending area. But on that note, though, and I do go on to Thursday, I actually do plan to, whatchamacallits, do another side quest in here. Whenever it loads. Aw, yeah. Oh, peak the game? Out of curiosity. But anyway, I hope you have good relaxing. Aw, yeah. Peak is one console, literally peak. I always have to make these silly jokes when it comes to peak. Alright. Well, first of all, we're gonna rest, because I didn't get a chance to do that last time, so hold on. Fellas, let's rest first, before we do any ending. Are we still building anything in the stronghold? A deer is gonna be done in a few hours, so hold on. We're gonna rest again. Just to speed up a deer to finish. Hey, Console Hot. Are you almost done, Adir? Because we kind of need you for the final. We're just gonna rest a little bit while we do. But yeah, that's good, Sin. Hope you have a good rest, and I hope Ashes of Creation goes well for you. I'm just waiting for Adir to hurry up. There he is. Oh, 234. Okay, give me a minute here, Lament. Let me go ahead and put that on. I also need to reset YouTube. For some reason, it is not playing my music when I hit my keyboard, but that it's bound to do it. Did something happen with my keyboard signs? Let me try something. Why are you not working? I didn't change anything. Let me check here. Let's see why the keyboard is not playing that. No, it's the volume's fine. Don't know. Regardless, for those curious in the theme for today, I'll drop it in chat. Anyway, let me go ahead and go put Lament on the list. But yeah, if you want to join in the list in, you can always click that cards button, or if you want to see something from another game I played, hit the exclamation Karis button and ask a question. Alright, Lament, let's get you under winter. I'll look at the keyboard thing and why the heck it's not working in a moment. Let me go ahead and show the score while also showing the background. Oh, 78, we got a loser. Hey Shadow, how goes it? At least you didn't get the exploding cards. There we go. Yeah, no, you haven't seen those in a long time. Let me see, where is it? There it is. And bloop. A little bit, and then we'll go ahead and come back to the game. Right, I have to Alt-Tab because for some reason my automatic keybinds are not working today. Alright, so we gotta pick up a deer before we leave. But yeah, so today we're focusing on these two quest lines. But for Thursday, or tonight, depending on the time we got left, I'm actually going to do the Endless Paths. And we'll do the ending again to see Kana's good ending. The reason being that's going to take too long.
Sure.
And plus, I think folks want to actually see what the consequences of all our actions are, so...
Last thing the deer would need.
Oh my. Okay, and Ash just decided to swoop that away from Lament. Okay, then. Hello, Ascension. How goes it? Let me go ahead and put that in. There we are. Enjoy some of the more cool tune again. I'm something of a car collector myself. Monster Train, MTG. I'm just joking. A 1, a 2. Oh, hello, Loki. Yeah, funny story earlier today. Other than just the blood test for the liver or liver-related stuffs, still working on that. It's leaning. I'm hopefully leaning towards the gallbladder. But on that note, though, Loki decided to get himself stuck in a fly trap. Sticky fly trap. Spent the latter half of the day having to get that off, get the stickies off its little fur.
Is another foreign colony.
Hold on, there we are. Forgot to turn off studio mode. So little guy had to take a bath multiple times to get that off, and he still has a little bit on him, but it's starting to go off. But it's like, Loki, you poor thing. He ran into a fly trap. Literally. There's a deer. Okay, we got the party we're going in with. Hold on. How did you get a level up from being away, buddy?
Hey.
Oh dear, you have some explaining to do, my dude. What else do I got from him? I guess... Hold on. Yeah, that'll work for him. Alright, there we are. We need to take another rest, get one more time. Alright, now we can go ahead and do the ending. Let's see if we can continue pissing off the gods that we already have been. I believe it's in Elmreach. But on that note, though, I actually have... Oh, and that does remind me, I have posted on the Discord side of things what I do plan to do between this and Pillars of Eternity 2. It's just a short Thief FM, and that's it. And if we finish this tonight, or Endless Path... Hey, do we have everything done? FM is short for fan mission.
Right.
In the Thief community codex. Or, I guess codex would be the word to call it. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's short for a fan mission. We're going to a haunted rose cottage for that one, in short. They can get really detailed. The biggest one I have done on a stream called the Black Parade, and good god, that's an expansion size one. So they can get really detailed. They're just like Skyrim, I mean not Skyrim. Skyrim Oblivion was My Chemical Romance there. Yes, it gets associated with that a lot. It even they even put that in their fact. We're not associated with it. Uh-huh. The other one is, the earlier one is, what's his face? Thief 2X, the Shadows of the Metal Age. It's another big one. And there's an even bigger one in works for the Cornell or Ornell one, Godbreaker series that's still in the works. That looks really interesting. Alright, first we're gonna go to Barath. Pray to Barath. As you pray to Barath, you again find yourself on the road. Squinting into the distance, you see a short, pale figure waiting for you. At first, you think it's another version of Archdurin Reston, but then you notice the figure's skeletal frame and rictus grin. He stands in front of another skull gate, but leads down but not onward. He beckons for you to approach. That must be the Ushigurd. Behind you is a woman, her skin milk pale against her black hair. She wears a suit of armor so dark it can suck the light from the stars. The road up winds up about and behind her.
A toll, traveler.
I didn't know there were voices in this. And the Pallid Knight. I guess we have to pay the toll. You drop a few coppers into her hands, and she closes her fist around the coins. You instantly feel a small weight added to your purse. The Lord of the Road demands a toll of all, but he lends generously, that all might travel as road again. Behind her, the Ushin grins his lipless smile and waits. The road bores into the mountain, and you find yourself in a gigantic cavern. The ceiling curves up and away, and it's dotted with moisture. At this distance, the shining beads look like stars, clustered and scattered in constellations. The usher and the pallid knight lead you up a trail carved into the edge of the cavern. 2 identical cave mouths wait up ahead, and you follow the usher to one of them. Standing at the edge, gazing down, you see an endless, ever-changing plain bisected by a road. Only then do you realize you're no longer on the road. As you follow the road, to the point where it disappears below you, you realize that you're standing in front of one of the eye sockets of the massive skull. The usher points to the road. Archdruid Reston, the guy we killed who was doing blood sacrifices, appears below you. He's just as you remembered him, stern and smooth-skinned. Yet, with each step along the road he grows, swelling with blood and essence. Why did I think of Fallout for a minute? Anyway, his heavy steps became slower and slower until all stopped together. His distended body fills the path completely.
You met a dwarf traveling this road. What did you do?
Well, I am the priest of Bareth in this case, so... He lived many centuries. I brought him a new life. The palad's knight's flesh is taut against her skull. She nods once, barely dipping her chin.
Ever merciful, even when blood is shed. In this way, death is the agent of life.
As Reston's swollen body ruptures, the effect is like a dam bursting. Ghostly figures as hazy and distinct as wisps of smoke move along the cleared path. Some tumble and rush along while others stumble and drift, but all continue forward. The usher directs your attention to another figure moving on the path. And one quick moment on the FM stuff. There are so many vast FMs ranging from meme area to just being like so stupid you wouldn't expect it. Like, I think there are some literal meme ones in the Thief Guild. They're very low rated, but like joke ones. And then there are some futuristic one. The one I'm doing is kind of modern, weirdly enough, so it's going to be the first modern FM, the Rose Cottage. And it actually has a weird intro. But on that note, though, I have also decided the indie betweens for between Avowed, or between Pillars of Eternity 2 and Avowed. It is going to be long, but all the games I'm playing in there are very below 300 ratings, or at the cusp of it. So we're going to find some underrated gems during that time, too. Okay, but continuing on. Oh, and there's also going to be the Scarlet Cascabel FM during that time, too. I have no idea when, though. This time, you see the High Ovate Arona. As she follows the road, her movements become slow and erratic. Her legs creak with each step, her feet grow long. Thick roots that burrow into the ground, she finally stops, rooted in place.
You found a tree that had lived for centuries. Its roots were deep, and its boughs sheltered many. Why did you cut it down?
I'm tired of the tree's endless riddles. It was a parasite. While the branches sheltered others, its roots sucked them dry.
All draw their life's energy from the deaths of others. This is why all must remain part of the cycle of death and rebirth. No creature may be a closed loop unto itself.
Eurona's bodies petrify below, and the shimmering leaves of her hair blow down the path. You seek another who has lived his lives on the brink of the cycle. He sits on the inside of the wheel, observing its revolutions. With each life, he is plucked from the stream and returned to intact. Why do you hunt Theos? For answers, he understands what has happened to me.
Always seeking reasons and meaning. But answers are circular, Watcher. To find them, you must begin with the right question. The question is not what Theos has done, but whom he serves.
And as we learn from Act 2, that's Wodika. You would best answer your own question, Knight. You would not care for my means of extraction. Duras, why are you trying this with a god? Theos serves Wodika. She desires an escape from her own cycle. Power without decline. Take a moment to hydrate. Oh, hey Rookie, thanks for the raid. I am going to shoot you a shout out. And for those who don't watch Rookie, go ahead. I highly suggest watching them. Awesome content and all that stuff. Awesome underrated games they play. And also the designer behind this awesome PNG tuber. I'm gonna go ahead and shout you out, Rookie. Maybe this... No, keyboard's not gonna work. Okay. Or not my thingy's gonna work. There we are. Hope your stream went well. Oh, we got the Halo theme. But I hope Overload went well for you. We're just finishing up talking to the gods of the Pillars of Eternity right now. Right now we're talking to Barra's god of choice. Or, Alyssa's god of choice. I cannot English. Got the green minions. Nice. I never played that game, actually, but I do want to at some point. I will definitely be watching you, Rookie, on that one. But anyway, if you have to do any post-stream stuff, feel free. I'm going to go ahead and continue this stuff, but I hope you had a good stream, and we'll be continuing on from here. Alright, so we just continued here, Power Without Decline. Theos has removed thousands of souls from the cycle so that their essence may empower her. You must stop them, and you must return them to the cycle. Ooh. I'm intrigued to see that area. I did enjoy the map. It's very U-coded. Okay, I'll take that noted. I'll put that in the board for something to play something in the future then. I'm glad you had a great stream, Rookie. Yeah, that was always on my eyes. Like, I didn't actually like, is that something I'll play? But I never really got into it. So I'm going to move that up the backlog then. I will look into it. I might have to do that off stream sometime. I actually have, whatchamacallit, Vampire the Masquerade after I finish Abiotic, which I am actually, like, one or two zones away from actually finishing that game. Anyway. Why does Wodaka even need Theos' help, and why do you need me? Need mine, for that matter. The gods guide souls who... Wouldn't want to sacrifice the little guide, so no Overlord for me. The gods guide souls through the cycle of death... Oh, wait. I forgot something. 1 minute. I forgot to put on stream avatars again. Oh, I already have it in my library, Rookie. Alright. I forgot something to put on during this, as always. Alright, you guys should have your avatars up. I noticed something was off there. And I need to look into why my keyboard's not playing the YouTube stuff. I'm going to assume that's something without a YouTube update or something. But yeah, no, I already have it in my library. Hold on. Actually, while we're doing this in a little break area... let me see, Rookie. Let me see. I should have you in Steam. If I don't... Yep. I have all three games... No, I have Overlord, Overlord Raising Hell, and Overlord 2. So yeah, I do have them. Okay, back to the game. The gods guide souls, the cycle of death and rebirth. By Aora is the domain of mortals. We stand aside, weight and counterweights, were one to alter the tides of kiths. All would follow. We would tip this world for its axis. That is why Wodaka directs a mortal to do her bidding, and why any of us would want to stop Theos to be mortal as well. What? You should have the Raising Hell. I have all three. I don't know about the GOG side of thing, though. Anyway, what end would it serve to bring souls back to the cycle? Attending to these souls is a question of stability, Watcher. I'll maintain the natural order. Oh, and we have an ad incoming. Order of things in the ebb of flow and essence. Okay. Cycles are changeless and monotonous. Surely there's a better alternative. But no, we're a priest of Barra, so I think I understand what you're telling me. Good choices here, though. I only show you the motion of the universe, Watcher. Alright, well, I must go to Sun and Shadow now.
No mortal can survive the descent into the pit. But there are souls on the Burial Isle that are pledged to me. I will grant them to you, and they shall bear you down safely, as well as light the way beyond.
Turn them to the Cycle, Watcher. Promise that you will, and I shall give you power by fading of the Champion of Death. Accept my favor, however, and I will demand this decision as your due. I collect from mortals all my time. I promise to return the souls to the Cycle. I'm actually more intrigued to see how this changes something in the sequel, so be it. Do not forget your promise. The usher reaches out and places a bony hand on your forehead. His touch overwhelms you and you feel yourself expand. Blinded, you reach out only to find another grasping hand of the same size and shape as yours. You're back. Alright. When at last you open your eyes, you're standing in... Okay. Oh, we got an ending to another quest line. Yep. Well, we need to talk to Durance first.
What is it, Watcher?
I need you to leave. No, okay. Does what we learned about Wodaka trouble you? We're gonna end to his questline now. Now, by the way, if you haven't played this game, this guy is always going to be against you in this entire game, whatever you do. That's why everyone in the Pillars fandom usually has a hit or miss with him. Oh, hold on, I need to check something on my phone really quick. Don't need to watch myself now that I'm since Rupee ended the stream. Sounds like my dad. Yeah, kinda. No, he will leave, but he'll just say you're making a mistake, and he will just be and his ending is going to affect you in the sequel. So, oh, there's the ad. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start this up. Does what we learned about Wodaka trouble you?
If her greater purpose was to think Margaret would fall prey to such deceit, and Aethys, Waidwen had always claimed to be invading Dyrwood to free it. What if it were true? What if he had come to stop Wodaka's plot before it began?
Okay.
But not for those reasons. Not to keep him silent. If such a thing has brought about this chaos, Wodaka and Margaret, if they are the cause of this...
Why is the dialogue doing that again?
If the purges were never necessary, if Aethys was fighting back...
And your Godhammer didn't save Dyrwood. Nope, this is a second playthrough. Welcome on in, Computiful Neri.
She is the next god to fall beneath the Godhammer.
Would have been better had you been spared this knowledge, Durance.
It's far with you, seen this truth. Watcher's eyes.
Perhaps I was meant to see it with a Watcher's eye.
Ends of men, twisted, ripping the souls of children, and by the gods, the goddess of justice. If I could end her like Aethys, Margaret burned her once. One can do so again.
Okay, well, we actually got interrupted by Durance during actually finishing up the Council of Stars. Wodaka must answer to her own justice. These acts, oh, we get a priest dialogue with this. Yeah, for reference, this is my second playthrough. My first playthrough was a Cypher, who, I really actually rushed that playthrough, so unlike this one, I'm actually trying to get most of the content done. Pretty much. That's what I agree about Durance. Anyway, on that note, though, so I'm mostly doing that. Like, for example, I'm doing the endings. In this case, I'm actually, like, in my first playthrough, I didn't appease any of the gods. I just went straight and somehow, I forgot what I did to survive that thing, the hit jump that we're going to go down. And yeah, I forgot what it was, but yeah, I did something then, and that was my first playthrough. This one, I'm doing a little bit of achievement hunting 2 on the side, which is going to be getting all these gods, all the god quests done. And then on the next stream, I'm doing Kana's, whatchamacallit, Endless Paths. Okay, back to the dialogue stuff. These acts feel more akin to Wodaka's aspect, her true aspect, or Skyn's.
Punishment. It burns in the heart of anyone who lives. All seek it. If the world does not balance, we all drown in the oceans. And the gods would not care. Margaret, she must be redeemed. And punishing Wodaka, that will serve.
And funny enough, I'm more of a damage priest, he's more of a support priest. Anyway, do we not know that Magran is not a willing accomplice?
Faith further? And why would you think that, Watcher?
The others who made the Godhammer, they all died, didn't they? That's why I saw their symbols fade from your staff.
Those. She is a bitch of a goddess, to be sure. But even a whore only goes so far in crossing those she serves.
It looks like he's getting the cut dialogue, or something's going on with the game. You said you left Ashfall without telling anyone of your departure?
Then why did I feel her disappointment at Halgot? Why were we shamed?
Because I think she tried to kill you there.
I'll drink from her burning breasts, Watcher. If she wished me dead, she could trace me to my source and kill me.
The dream of the Godhammer, your spirit looked blurred, indistinct in the light, as if it had been sheared from you. Durant stares at you, his expression frozen, but he's silent and listening. If you had been damaged as I saw in the Godhammer vision, then she may be able to see you as you once were. Durant turns from you a moment, his face twists in thought, conflicting emotions running across his features. Finally, he turns to you, his face steady.
Help me see any farther than I could.
There's no proof, Watcher. You want to feel bad for him because he's such a gross person, you think it's deserved, right? If you don't trust me, then trust your staff. Yep. Admit the other Godhammer builders are dead. Durant turns to the staff, and for a moment you see his eyes burning, taking in the edges of the wood, the symbols inlaid there, the 11 faded circles.
I was the only one to walk away. I thought we had wronged our goddess. That this was my trial, and if I could prove myself worthy of her! I should have known better. There is only one god of redemption, and I saw him ended.
Funny thing is, I forgot what I did in my first playthrough with his questline. As he studies his staff, you feel a wave of heat, terrible energy, rolling forth from it in waves, so much as though it feels like Godhammer itself is alive in his hands. And past it you hear a cry like a child being born, and your eyes feel a flash of white, then 100 imagined shards of purple and white. I really like that in this game. Yes, I know, I love that. Actually, like, I wanted to use what Pelagina's using, but since I actually went with the passive of what Bareth gets, I settled with a sword and board, or mason board. But yeah, that's what I love about the gameplay side of things. You can just do whatever the heck you want. Want to be a priest-wielding gunslinger? You can. And the sequel also delves into that further, too. But anyway, back to the game. Bonk and block, pretty much. Actually, that's oddly funny, because that's actually one of my third playthrough in Oblivion I did. Okay. Streaming and circling into Howling Storm. Didn't finish that one, though. Anyway. And beneath it, the grinding of ancient machines of stone, rock, and metal, grinding and turning until all around you feels as if it's burning and sinking. Still yeah, I know, right? I actually stopped him the scepter because he'd just been getting himself killed with the staff all the time. And for reference, I'm not playing on the harder difficulties. I honestly, while I love the game, like, gameplay, like, here and there, mixed. There are some issues where some scaling where you should come back for it, obviously, but oddly enough, what was I going to go with that? I've lost track of what I was going with that. We'll come back to that. Anyway, Singing in the Shadow of the Earth, the only place where the spirit found refuge. He is like Gandalf, was even more misogynistic and a priest at that. That's actually a very good look at Durant, actually. I can agree with that. And now we just heard him screaming right there. When your vision clears, you see Durant, his hands clutching the staff and his eyes bright, burning red. Because oddly enough, as we finished that, as soon as he said that, he just started screaming like, yeah? Yep. Anyway. Atop the staff, a flame burns cleanly, brightly. Oh, that's what I was saying. I was going on about the difficulty earlier. Yeah, I'm playing on easy because while I love the combat here and there, I suck at these games. Like, I don't think I can do the Path of the Damned even if I tried. Anyway, I'll probably die in the first instance. Anyway, as his gaze burns, but I still love the writing and the story regardless. Anyway, he rips his gaze away and howls. A bellowing horror howl like a wounded animal, and sweat pours down his brow. Durant, we can make this right. You can stop being a misogynistic asshole.
Now I shall serve no one. Woodika's lies must be answered. And now it seems I must take fire and war from a goddess's false claim as well.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
I still take from her strength as I did. for as long as it lasts. For I shall not cast her aside yet, until I have drained her dry and had my fill, just as she intended for me.
That I'm also excited for. That's part of the reason I actually pushed this up in the stream backlog. Because I love this. I love the storyline when I first played it back in the day. I actually rushed to play Pillars of Eternity 2 once Avowed was actually releasing 2. Anyway.
The faithful may wound a goddess greater than any enemy. A purification is coming, and this fire shall
on that note,
consume them both.
Didn't mean to interrupt, Runt. I am going turn-based in the sequel, though. Oh, and thanks for the follow. And we get the Halo Grunt birthday party sound effect. Alright, anyway. Sometimes, those also randomize. Those who... Why do we have a... Okay, Kana, you can't take this. We're gonna be doing you sometime. We're gonna do your quest line after we finish the main story. Yeah, I'm saving Kana's Endless Paths for after we complete the endings. So we're gonna see the endings twice in the next stream. I'm going to do that on Thursday at 4 p.m. Alright, now we're gonna do Hylia. For reference, I'm gonna go sum down what we did. Hylia, we let the dragon stay. For Galawain, we just took care of the bear. For Rimagond, we let those guys go into the void. So we pissed off 2 gods and made 2 gods happy. Just to sum up everything. And I think actually by doing some of these, one of these opens up one of the quest lines for these guys. The sequel of Pillars of Eternity 2? Just once actually. These are technically my second playthroughs. Alright, pray to Hylia. Yeah, this is technically my second playthrough. I'm probably, when I take a small breather, I'm probably going to jump into the turn-based mode and maybe see about more achievement unlocks in the future off-stream. You kneel. While you pray, you feel a space around your body shift and melt, and you find yourself in a vision of the mountaintop temple. Yet you see neither worshippers nor the dragon, but a tree. Its limbs wrap around the perimeter of the temple, tapering onto twigs and branches of all sizes and angles. They seem to be all too long and too numerous to be held in the meager trunk. But they hold steady in the breeze. A single sparrow lands on the nearest branch. It watches you. But in this one, I'm actually making sure I'm doing all the things that can pop up in the sequel, because I want to see actually what's going to be the consequences. So, for those who like play the sequel, there's a certain character, or a certain god. While I do a third one, maybe for a future one, not anytime soon. I'm probably gonna play a solo off-stream run of the turn-based first, before I jump into another one. Thing about CRPGs on me, I need a small breather after I go through them here and there. Sadly, well, I love them, and all that. Anyway, I seek an audience with Hylia. The sparrow cocks its head in a peculiar bird-like fashion. Okay, whistle to the bird. You whistle and the first tune pops into your head. The sparrow blinks its beady eyes. Wait, sparrow? Is this a sparrow mage, plume mage? That's a reference to a streamer friend, by the way. It hops closer to you along the branch. It bobs its tiny head and opens its beak. And a rich trilling melody spills forth and it's a song of chorus of birds. The massive flock descends with thundering wings, whooping, screeching, chirping calls. But yeah, I'll look into that. It's Sparrow from... That's another option. Yeah, I think Plume is actually a Sparrow mage. One of the streamer friends of ours. But on that note though, yeah, I don't know when, but I am going to put a pin on the turn-based stream in the future. It's definitely not going to be soon because just doing this whole playthrough right now, the whole playthrough of the series, I'm going to give this one a little breather before jumping back into it. A massive flock of thundering wings, whooping, screeching, chirping calls. They fill the boughs of the tree by thousands. Birds of every shape, size, and color, nestling next to one another. Oh, and also Lament. I actually added a... Oh, hey, Jay. I added a video on the Discord side of thing that you can check out if you are okay with Witcher 3 spoilers of a DLC that is heavily inspired by the play Faust in the gaming lounge. Anyway, to be honest, I really can't stand the birds, Pelagina says. A breeze ripples through the air. The limbs sway, creaking with strange and gentle rhythm. A few hundred birds flit from their branches, forming a brilliant I'm going to butcher that, so we're just gonna go flock in front of the tree. Just be warned, it's spoilers if you're planning on playing it or if you already have. But anyway, as you meet and swoop in unison, you catch a glimpse of someone looking back at you, cloaked by a flurry of feathers. Watcher, I believe we stand in the legendary court of birds. I think this is Plume and Seven. Anyway, feel a presence, warmth of hope.
You journeyed to my temple and found the dragon. Yet instead of driving it off, you allowed it to stay. The songs of my faithful will never again fill the nest. And the beast and her young will slaughter many to feed their hunger.
Like your birds are creatures of the sky. Every life bears a cost. I mean, you're also talking to a priest of Bareth here?
Yes, and each should create wonders of commensurate value. What does a dragon create?
Great beauty, great and powerful, they are marvel to behold. But also, Hylia is also the part of the goddess of motherhood, if I'm not mistaken, so more dragons, big dragons, great baby dragons.
A circular answer, and yet one that bears a kernel of wisdom. Life must continue. Young must be nurtured, and the seeds sown by each generation must grow, and bear fruit of their own. If you value life, then perhaps you are the right person to end this tragedy.
I already know that Theos Aktana has gone to Sun and Shadow to strengthen Wildcat with thousands of souls. The birds return to the tree amongst their peers. Breeze ripples through the branches again, killing the goddess's voice.
Then you have earned the favor of another. But stopping Theos will not heal the Deerwood. You must guide the trapped souls back to the bodies they were stolen from. Hollow-born children whose eyes have never seen the sun.
Green Mother clasps her hands together, and the chimes toll like funeral bells. Would it truly be a mercy? Even while it might dry the tear of the parents, mothers and fathers who tended the children sheltered them, it would confine the children to half-grown bodies, and their souls have never known bodies by ravages by years of confinement, the cruel salvation worse. You thinking about that? Yeah, you do raise a point, Grieving Mother. You could restore them, give the families hymns after years of lament. Peace and restoration give purpose to suffering. There is no meaning, no redemption. No redemption in pain that does not lead to fulfillment. Symmetry demands a great rejoicing following suffering such as this. Perhaps it would be better to allow these souls to find new lives. Would that we could heal their scars in their souls as well. Their years of suffering cannot be undone, and may heavily weigh on them. Yes, this is a difficult mercy. How can they continue to another when they have not fully lived this life? Pass them along to another now is cutting a stanza from a poem, a verse from a song. Thank you, Hylia. I will continue to the Sun and Shadow.
When you reach the Burial Isle, you will find souls there that I have granted reprieve for their sins. I give these to you, for only they can bear you to safety on
I'm
your
not
journey
promising you
down.
anything, Hylia.
And when you face Theos and the rotting fruits of his endeavors, remember the conversation we have had. In that moment, you will have power rivaling a god's. And after it, you will live in the world that you have chosen.
And also another note, I am doing the same ending I did for my first playthrough.
Choose Restoration, Watcher. Return the souls to the bodies they were stolen from. Swear to me that you will do this, and I shall give you power to make even Woodica quake. I can be merciful and terrible, Watcher.
Sadly, Hylia, I've already promised to Bareth, being a priest of Bareth here. Well, thus, this is the hope I once held to. I now see it as a false mercy, an extension of suffering. Snatching these souls from Theos' crime, let us not add to it by snatching them from the natural cycles. I would hear what the other gods. In the first game. I would hear what the other gods have to say first.
Wait. I'm not done with you.
Oh, Pelagina has something to say to Hylia, though. Say nothing. Who this speaks in anger? I'm letting Pelagina have some agency here.
It's not often that any of our kind get the chance to speak to their... What should I call you?
Yep, I did.
My mother,
Return them to the wheel.
father. Those words seem to fall short and yet be too generous, given our history.
Jay, feed Maya breakfast. You are angry with me.
What did you expect? Should I be happy? To be like this? To live like this? What kind of creator does this to her creation and abandons it in a world this cruel?
And should I have plucked you in from your home, wrapped you in my wings, and brought you to the nest like this one? Some tranquil, harmonious place far from war and chance and battle dance that you love so well? Tell me what you want.
All I've ever wanted from any of your kind is to take some responsibility. Any responsibility for what you've done. To us. To every one of the children you've abandoned.
You are a song of ferocity, and one I love well. I hear your furor and rage, and it is music. Your prowess and valor leave a trail like a tapestry upon the world. I would not dampen your song, even with the comfort of my wings.
What does that mean? Come back here!
I'm sorry you didn't get the answers you were looking for, Paladina. You deserve better.
We all deserve better.
Right, that's 2 gods down. Now let's deal with the other 3. Actually, let's go with bandits. Anyway, well, let's go with Rimmergard. I'm not gonna go into details, but Rimmergard's actually pretty cool, and we'll find out about that in the future. Pray to Rimmergard. You pray again, and the vision of the White Plain emerges. The driving wind returns to in a chaos of whirling snow, and I am very curious in the outcome when the sequel comes. Anyway, something moves the scent of the blizzard, plodding but relentless. As the snowstorm gets closer, you see an oryx, as colossal and slow as a glacier. Its shaggy white hair is matted with the frost, but beneath it, ribs like a ship's frame protrude. A man, emaciated and almost naked, huddles at the beast's legs. Oh, well, you guys are gonna meet Skyn now. This is Skyn. His body is scarred with lash marks, and his nose and ears have been carved from his face. His black eyes pierce the whiteout. By the wheel, it's Skyn. The Autrek stops and stands before you, and enveloping you in a violent blizzard that surrounds it. Though its mouth does not move, the beast speaks to you in a deep, thunderous voice.
A crack in the ice, a fissure in a glacier. I showed you the frost-hewn breach that you might seal it, but you pried it wider for the sake of the Glomfelin, whose souls I had not yet begun to hew away. For all things there is a season. You brought them to winter before their time.
Night, Harfy. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping by. Some changes are gradual erosion. Others are avalanches. Collapses that build over time and are suddenly unleashed. Both are part of your nature.
The pitiless mechanisms of decline do not unsettle you as they do most mortals. The slowly freezing winter and the famine that destroys harvests overnight are both mine, yes.
Do not swell too greatly in your pride, Watcher. Impressive to say you outwitted a god. Outwitted a god, less so that you outwitted a cow. Rimmergard the Dooms. Yep! Outwitted a cow. And also, Durance, we just had a talk and you're already... I don't know, Durance. I really just want to poke you with my mace sometimes. A scarred man snickers. There's Skyn. Oh, and now Andra's here. Alright, take care. Thanks for dropping by. The world shudders beneath you, and a great crack across the white spans. Why am I having 3 gods in here now? A low, melancholy voice rises from the depths.
I did not expect we would meet again so soon. You destroyed the army that threatened your life.
No thanks to you.
I gave you the means to solve your problem. Be grateful I allowed you to survive the ordeal. You would not be here if you did not require our aid.
Andra, you're giving me a migraine.
What is it you seek?
Thousands of souls that's Theos has sold. The thousands of souls that Theos has stolen for Wodaka.
Theos has removed these souls from the cycle. They are ice melting in the sun. Let them fade.
Of course you want that.
Let them forget this world and be forgotten by it.
Take the souls she so desires and grind them into dust. Let her see her careful schemes thoroughly ruined.
That last one sounded a little nastier than the other two. Yeah, Adir, that's Skyne. What did we expect? We encountered their cultist in Act 2. For several seconds, the waves washed quietly against the ice and the Auroch stands silently amidst the churning flurries.
It is the destiny of all things to crumble and join the chaos that follows this world. Some seek it willingly, as you have seen.
To mingle, roiled and stirred by the tides of the universe. It is not an unkind fate.
You would give these souls the very sight you sought to deny the Glenfellan pilgrims.
I am the beast of winter. I neither speed nor alter my path for the whims and desires of Kith. I take souls at the time of my choosing, be it mote by mote or in a sudden tempest of chaos.
These souls, they have already forgotten their place in this world. They have been lost to existence. Let them be memorialized and mourned for an age and then forgotten entirely.
Why do you oppose Wodaka?
She desires to order chaos and shackle the agents of change in the world. Under her, all things would remain static and frozen according to her laws.
Even now, she only barely keeps the pact of the gods to leave the affairs of Kith in mortal hands. She moves in Theos where she cannot move directly.
And now you guys are starting to see the real big villain behind the whole scenes now.
And so we call on you to do the same. Such are the schemes of the Queen that was.
I'll seek Theos in Sun and Shadow.
When you reach the Burial Isle, we will send lost souls to guide you through the pit. This is our gift to you. What you do after you face Theos will be your choice, but we would have you set the stolen essence adrift.
And whether you would heed us or no, understand that our end comes to all things eventually. Help us achieve it, and we shall reward you now with a power to rival Theos's.
But do not choose lightly. We forget nothing, least of all a betrayal.
I would hear what the other gods have to say to this first.
Do not wait forever. We wait, but Theos does not.
Ermagarn continues toward you, swallowing you in a blinding, deafening snowstorm. You experience a dizzying, exulting disorientation, oblivious to a landscape around you and even reality of your own body. You hear a noise to be the shrieking winds or Skyne's shrieking cackle, and then it recedes with everything else. Ermagarn reappears in the distance, trudging away from you, and the whiteout follows him. As the vision of snow fades, it leaves the wake of flagstones of Caer Evron. As long as I do not promise them anything, we are okay. The only one we promised is Bareth. Let's not make them all on and that's not deal with anymore. Alright, last up is Gallowayne. You kneel, prepare for the ship this time. The Hound, okay, we're gonna howl back. Here we are. The Beast looks at you, gleaming fang. Is this gonna be the same thing? Its nose twitches and inhales a sense, starting with your shoulder proceeding down the length of your arm. You follow its nose to your hand, which is covered in blood. The tongue is red and okay, this seems like a different dialogue from before. Its lips curl into what looks like a smile. The beast looks back at you as it fixes you with its glowing eyes. Its muzzle retreats into its long bearded... Yeah, this is a different dialogue. Bearded face, and its pointed ears lengthen, dropping to the sides of its head. What was a massive hound becomes a giant man. His broad, muscled shoulders draped with furs. He holds a flint knife to your neck and grins, revealing a row of long, pointed teeth. That's one way to make an introduction, I suppose. I mean, what do we expect from the god the hunt?
The lioness reigns still, and soon her cubs will rise. Why did you strike the bear down?
Soul's cause will be mightier still one day. That legacy must be protected, even from a worthy contender.
Plans and calculations. These are your ways, are they not? Strength begets strength. The mighty seize an advantage in their jaws and do not let go. They shake and wring it, puncture its arteries with sharpened fangs. Blood whets their appetite.
He lets out a howl that rings through the air. He lowers his head, puffs of steam rising from his panting mouth. Twigs crunch and branches snap. The ground shivers under the weight of pacing, prowling footsteps. A dozen beasts, bears, wolves, long-fanged cats, Stalegots, stalk out of the undergrowth with their amber eyes marching fast on you. Some of them look real soft. I bet I could tame one or two. I love that Adir's first thought is whether he can tame all the beasts that want to kill us. And actually, awesome mood. As the beasts encircle you, their master rises to his feet. Even the largest of the bears can only reach the brown and muscle-knotted shoulders. You stand, mindful of the ring of predators surrounding you.
You sought and won the favor of Galawain. What new prey do you now pursue?
You already know who I'm looking for.
To track a quarry, you must understand its movements. And Theos follows the path of a more powerful master.
A warm breeze. Oh, now we're getting Magran. You know, the god that Durance we just had a conversation about. A breeze carries the smell of smoke and gunpowder. Sparks at night afloat in a daft, catching the leaves over Galawain's head. A sudden blast of heat scalds your face, and even as you turn away, a flash of light sears your vision into your eyelids. When you look back, you see a woman of full plate standing next to Galawain. Her mirror-polished armor flickers with the image of reflective flames. You can't see her face, but her vision is strong, clear, ringing of steel.
Let her know her foe.
Theos has trapped thousands of souls in sun and shadow like rabbits in a snare. Now, he goes there to retrieve the kill for his master Woodica. She will feast on them, suck their marrow, grow strong on their essence.
Why would Theos help Woodica? I mean, we already know, but...
Because he is her hound. He has always done her bidding.
Woodica stands for an old order. So does Theos.
Oh, hey, it's Abaddon! Gollum made of blackened pitted iron steps out of the Magran shadow. You know, the god who died in the DLC we just did last time. Who we just got back to normal. I wonder what he's gonna say. Its movements are slow yet precise, each footfall accompanied by a groaning and grinding of metal. The steady orange glow of furnace coals emanates from its eye sockets. In Abaddon's crude yet efficient form, you can see the uncanny resemblance to the eyeless, yet his limbs are finely wrought, his joints more flexible. You can also feel the... I live again! Pretty much. You can also feel the essence of eyeless teeming within him.
They both fear change, and the Dyrwood has changed much recently. People find answers not in the gods, but in animancy, the product of their own labors.
And why not? When they have learned that even a god can be killed.
Aha, acknowledging what happened in the DLC. She says that like it wasn't her followers that unleashed the Godhammer. You haven't done anything to stop Theos. I mean, I'm just doing the bidding of all you guys in the scent process, so yeah. I mean, what's really the difference between the Watcher and Theos at this point on the bidding of the god thingies? Anyway.
There is a pact. One Woodica herself has just barely kept. We gods must allow mortals to direct their own affairs.
This limit keeps peace between us.
So Woodica directs Theos, and he does her will.
Now, these three direct us. I mean, Alok, you already just making the same point I just made.
It is not our fight.
Dynamancy doesn't seem to trouble you. Three gods seem to look at one another. One of the wolves sits and scratches its neck with a quick strokes of its hind leg.
The clash of ideas, the search for answers and meaning. These are other hunts.
And also, I just realized we had spent an hour of dealing with yapping from both Durance and all the gods. We haven't even jumped into the main jumped into the pit yet. They would supplant you. How can you accept us so easily?
This is the destiny of Kith, to struggle and transform, even through animancy.
And to improve. Steady labor and earnest industry elevate Kith above Wilder and Beast. It is also useful that they should learn to improve their souls, whether through struggle, transformation, or labor. On this, at least, we have no disagreement.
If only all the God's followers were as open of mind about animancy as you three. I agree, Palutena.
Track Theos. Follow the trail he has left for you, and corner him in sun and shadow.
You must stop him before he empowers Woodica.
And if you do, you will have a different decision to make.
Yeah, I'm aware of that decision. And if you believe you are free to make that decision how you wish it, you have been not listening to our conversations along the road. Durance, I swear to God.
Souls were ripped from the world, ripe and full and pulsing with essence. Scatter them like bones to a pack of dogs. Their essence will strengthen the souls of the Deerwood. Let the remains of the dead feed the survivors.
Why would I feed the lost essence to the rest of the Deerwood?
To breed strength. Power is born from the mixing of essence and blood.
What Theos did cannot be undone. Thousands of lives have changed, and thousands more have ended because of his actions. But transformation gives purpose to trial.
And improvement is the goal of all Kith. Long lives, prosperous futures, stronger minds and bodies. Strengthening those who remain will help repair the damage that Theos has done to the Deerwood.
I thought you served the cause of preservation, Abaddon.
Essence cannot remain in a dead body, any more than oil in a broken jar. Even though the stolen lives cannot be preserved, their essence can be used to ensure the survival of the Deerwooden remnant. Thus, the memory and vision of the lost may live beyond them. This is the nature of preservation.
Little Odin's getting awake from his little hammock. Either because the storm is coming by. Oh, that does remind me. There is going to be a storm that's going to be... Did I win? Arthi, I thought you went to bed. No, we're still dealing with the yapping of the gods.
And when you descend the pit to sun in shadow, you can count on our assistance to see you safely through. As I hope we can count on yours when you reach the
Oh, gotcha. As long as you're in bed,
There are
Arthi.
many souls
Oh,
upon
hey,
the burial
Vortica.
isle that are sworn to serve us. They belong to you now, and they shall guide your descent.
Getting the yaps on the gods right now. Before we can even... We haven't even fought Theos yet. We're just getting yapped to death by these guys. Beware of Okay, Durance. You don't have to chime in every 5 seconds. They are binding, but only in one direction. The beasts grow restless, pawing the ground and eyeing you with renewed interest. The bear sniffs the ground next to your leg. One Stalgar skulks into a circle, its amber eyes glowing. Galawain hurls a knife between your feet, sinking it to its handle. He raises his empty hand.
Hunt him, mortal. And when you stop him, let the souls he has captured feed the Deerwood.
And also hope everything's going well, Vorty. And also Harfy, hope you have a good sleep tonight too.
Strengthen the souls of those who remain. Prepare them to face the challenges that will follow. Pledge that you will do this, and we will grant you a power fit for the finest warrior who ever lived.
Yeah, about that, I've already promised Bareth.
Betray us, and my beast shall track you down. Our allegiance is not to be accepted and cast aside.
So as long as I don't hit the number 1 with any other god except Bareth, I'm good. I would hear what the other gods have to say first, even though I talk to every other god.
Consider and calculate, but decide.
Aw, yeah. Hope the gods can release their... Yeah, I know, right? This is the last one. Galawain's hands fall, and the growling pack lunges into the circle. The vision vanishes in an instant, returning you to Ter Evron, where burning candles replace the glowing eyes of Galawain's beasts. Well, have a good work and lurk, Vorty. Alright, so now with our skeleton scully friend that we got from whatchamacallit. Oh, nice, we got a constellated cloak. Too bad we're not going to care about that for now. Alright, now we can actually go ahead and finish this. So there's a little pit. We're going to jump into, do the old Silent Hill thing and jump into a hole. And then we're going to encounter Theos. So, let's go ahead and now finish it. Excuse me?
Stop right there.
I guess we're not going to jump down the pit yet.
You're in the wrong city, Inquisitor.
No, the Watcher's just getting on another nightmare of their past life.
Did you think you wouldn't be recognized here in your old home? I've seen your trials with my own eyes.
I have seen you like pyres with good people tied them. So, funny enough, the Awakened thing that we talked about, so there's a reason why the Watcher is tied to this. Their past is their past life before they got awakened. Before they got awakened, the one that we are seeing now, is tied to Theos. We were a part of Theos' group at one point in our past life, and this is what we're getting here. I have seen you like peers, people I know for a year. They deserve your confession.
Suros, what are you doing?
Startled, the soldier releases you. Amelia turns to face the speaker, a woman in plain-wool tunic, fully head shorter than he, but somehow seeming to tower over him. You have seen this woman's face before, but from afar. The most fun for me is the funny animation. I just put it on fast, so that way I can just get to the point, because we're just so slow-moving. But from afar, bloody and burned as she lay stretched across the iron wheel. At the moment, it is marked only with concern.
An assassin sent by the Inquisition, my lady, daring to approach our camp.
I agree with you there. If she is so poor an assassin as to approach an armed guard in daylight, I should have little to fear. I would hear what this woman has to say. She stares him down until he can no longer face her. He turns away, sour-faced, and pretends to have suddenly been distracted by something far off.
Surely this is some trick of my mind. I did not expect to see you again.
Brandon, it's like when you have high speed in Diablo or Oblivion. Huh. I never thought of it that way. Grand Inquisitor Theos X Karn dispatched me here to spy on you. Are things as desperate as that over there? I'd never have known. I hope your next assignment is more stimulating. Listening to my lecture is a dull work for a spy. It is special to have an old pupil return to me. I must have done something right, even after having taught so much that was wrong. And your legs, Whatever your reasons, I missed you over all these years. Having you here now at a time when I'm surrounded by strangers is a wonderful gift.
I would like for you to stay here in our camp as my guest.
My lady Ivara, I beg of you. This is an Inquisitor. This is a desperate attempt on your life. The only way it can succeed is if you allow it to.
This is a missionary, same as I was, taught the wrong things as I was. If I can't have faith in one woman's ability to reason once she knows the truth, what hope do we have?
Funny enough, the speed thing is kind of something I wish Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 had.
My lady, she admits being a spy.
That should make her less of a threat, wouldn't you agree? I have nothing to hide. All I see here is an opportunity to persuade someone who could help us. We have many former missionaries here. They are our most loyal, our most helpful. Many have died for us. These are not people we should be turning away. And if the Inquisition wants my life, they can have it. But they know as well as I do that my cause will not die with me. Come. We have much to talk about.
And then the companions are not going to say a thing about that. No, that just happens to our friend a lot. They just kind of just look off in the distance. And what is this? Dimensional shift, huh? Yeah, we don't need that. Oh, Durance, you got a level up? When?
Sure.
Alright, now I think we can finally jump down the pit. Hopefully. Just quick saving, just to have it safe. Alright. Now we can go ahead and beat Theos. I am going to do something first, though, before we jump down the Silent Hill pit. Oh, one moment. I'm going to actually put a save here. Reason being is because for Thursday, I am going to be doing the Endless Paths of Kainua, the Master Below. All the paths. There are 15 layers in this dungeon, and I'm going to do that all on Thursday. Or, I should say I would hope to do them all on Thursday. So, but for tonight, we're going to see the ending. If we do finish the Endless Path quick enough, another vision.
Do you remember when we were children, and the missionaries came to tell us about the gods? They told us we could see them in the stars.
I'm trying to yap. Anyway, so yeah, we'll do that. If we do have enough time, we'll have to do this all over again. Hence the save here. So we'll see the different ending for Kana on Thursday, if we get it all done on that day. And then following that, the Rose Cottage FM on Monday. If everything checks out. I do have more doctor's appointments on Friday, but we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you all updated on the Discord side of things.
I snuck out at night and climbed the watchtower
And Blue
in the
Sky.
old fort because I wanted to see them better. That fort burned down a few years ago when we cast the missionaries out. It was the missionaries who set fire to it. They didn't want us to be able to use it. Shame. There was history in that fort.
I'll do a lot worse if they ever return. Those missionaries are all Inquisitors now. Strange to think they're the same people underneath, but I suppose you would know. This is your home as much as it is mine. Don't you worry about it. I worry about you. You should be more worried about yourself. Half the guards still plot your death at night.
I miscalculated many things since this began. I'm relieved you weren't one of them. It's a good thing we didn't hang you. I always knew this path would have consequences, but I never wanted to see Kratom suffer on my behalf. I don't think I can stay here any longer. I am told the Inquisition is gathering an army, that they have sent messengers to bargain with rulers from distant lands. Kratom is not built to withstand a siege. If war is coming, I should be doing what Theos is doing. I will need allies. Allies in a stronghold that can resist an invading army.
Have you thought about the Oceanos?
Oceanus. They have held off many would-be invaders, and their king has no love of the Inquisition's faith. I wonder, would he listen?
Another yap session done. Now we're seeing all these ghosts. Hey guys! Nope, they're just going inside me. Burial grounds. That's where we need to go. We shouldn't have any enemies, but this is why I have auto pause on. You're eating the ghost. Hold on. Yes.
Another turn, Inquisitor. I ask again, Jovara Ixensios, do you confess to these heresies of which you stand accused?
Honestly, Theo's a kind of an ass. Anyway.
Do you confess to apostasy?
I confess to renouncing a mistake.
Do you confess to conspiracy against the one true faith?
I confess to opening minds.
Do you confess to false prophecy?
I confess to following a false prophet.
Indeed. And where might we find this heretic?
He wears the robes of a Grand Inquisitor.
You have no followers here, heretic. Your lies hold no sway in the court of the penitents.
Only my truth, then.
Another turn.
No! Wait! Wait! I'm ready. I'm ready.
Isn't already obvious what we're doing in this scenario?
You are ready to give a confession?
I'm ready to hear one from you.
Theo shakes his head and points at the Inquisitor, and the scraping of grind rusted gears echoes in your mind as the apparitions fade away. Alright, and now we jump into the pit.
You get to the bottom, holler up here. Let me know if it's safe.
Well, first we got another level up. Hold on, do we have something for you? That can be fine for Grey Mother. Alright, jump down the pit we go. A great pit lies in the shadow of the statue of Woedica. No light from the surface reaches the bottom, but even so, you catch flickers of the ghostly glow in its depths. A wind from the pit buffets you. It isn't cold, but it raises the goose flesh along your— we have goose flesh? Anyway, along your arms. The wind carries a whisper, low and sibilant. As you look into the pit, souls gather around you. They encase you in a cloud of essence that swirls around your body while you consider your next move. Jump into the pit. You jump, trusting the promise of the gods, and the power of the soul you bear safely down. The sudden drop takes their breath away, but the souls catch you, encasing you in a shining, thrumming aura. But while they slow your descent, you can feel you fall faster than you should. The essence flying around you is strong but chaotic. You find yourself drifting toward the wall. Mind the wall, so that'll leave all kinds of marks. Take control of the souls to guide you to safety. Concentrating, you focus the essence around you and knit together in your mind. What was a jumble of souls becomes a single entity, coordinated and purposeful. It steers you safely into the center of the pit. You manage to spread your arms and legs into an X, studying your position and the rate of your descent. You reach the course of the penitents, muddy and old stones safely under your feet. Your party is considered high-level content for Act 4. If you would like, the critical path may increase in difficulty with give you more of a challenge. The rewards you will receive will be the same regardless of the options you choose. Your choice cannot be changed once it's selected. Wow, I am way too high level, apparently. Well, this is the final level. I'm going to do that. We already have a quick save in case it isn't. And I have that save before, so... high level it is. I'm on easy mode, so it shouldn't be that bad. The game just telling me, no, you're way too strong for this.
Seems like an eternity. Your rapid descent comes to an abrupt end. You remain still for a moment while your heart settles and your eyes adjust, breathing in stale, forgotten air. Before you, a narrow and eroded walkway becomes faintly visible in the dim light, cutting a winding path through a cavern so expansive it seems a world unto itself. In the distance, you can make out the cold gleam of living Adra veins that spike and fork in and out of view from the murky depths beneath. Their glow a faint and fleeting guide along the ancient trail. You look above at the opening you jumped through, now barely a speck of light like some distant star alone in the cosmos and forever out of reach. Your only way lies ahead.
Alright, we're finally there.
Well, that went better than I expected. Everyone all right? No shattered knees? Good. Just me, then.
Is that
This
Jay?
place is cursed.
Yeah, we know that, Grey Mother. We know. Okay, I'm unsurprised there are traps waiting for us. Let's let you guys heal first. Okay, we're even 2 more powerful, even for the high level. Spectre coming around. Okay, it's already dead.
My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
Aloth.
Yeah?
Now I have to put rest on. Yeah, we're even too strong for the high level moment. Damn. We might not even need a rest. The rewards will be the same.
Will be as silent
Guys,
as
I don't think we need rewards. I think we're just a little too strong as it is. Better be winning, Jay, and Maya. And Vorty too. We're just fighting a bunch of ghosty ghosts.
Huh?
Oh wait, hold on. I need to check you. Your hold ground. Support. Crowd control. Aw, yeah. I'm gonna put you under damage. These ghosts are keeping us pinned, by the way.
Let's go.
This thing is lava.
Meanwhile, I think we're gonna lose Durance, who is going to die, unsurprisingly. Done. Time for you to go, Mr. Ghost.
Let's go.
The ghosties. We're gonna have to rest. So I put this on the high level expecting there would be a challenge, but I might just say that, bite my words when we fight Theos. Yep.
Nice and quiet.
If you look, that's why I took a rest. It drains your health for how much you get in combat. Soul Eater Prison, what's down here? That's why I took a rest there, because A, it's gonna still drain you my health. Yeah, that's right, you had Veterans Recovery on.
Let's go.
Huey 2, on the other hand, actually adds food to the mix now. Which is very Baldur's Gate reminiscent, though. Especially if you're familiar with Baldur's Gate 3. Jeez. Elgina, I swear to God, you are broken sometimes. Case in point, paladins can be freaking broken sometimes. Not complaining, but goddamn. Priests are pretty strong in this too. Soul Guardian Pillars. Oh, the Outer Animats. I'm gonna do a quick save here. Alright, because of Pallegina's weapon, we're also one-shotting these guys. Which also reminds me, I should swap off my weapon to one-shot these guys too. Because they're vessels.
Let's go.
I still run that freaking hammer from White March for that reason alone. I should take care of the big guy.
Not even slowing down.
Kinda stuck right now anyway.
Let's go.
That's not.
I mean, thank you, Aloth, for shooting the crackling bolt. We're all kind of trapped in here, so that's kind of fun.
Let's go. Lavaru.
Now we can take care of the big dude.
Let's go.
Good job, Pallegina.
Let's go.
Or me with the hammer. Hey, Frosto, how goes it? Alright, now we're at the finale of Pillars of Eternity. We're probably gonna get that done tonight, actually. We just had to spend an hour yapping with the gods before starting up.
It's no use. I need something stronger.
Pallegina, you just zapped him. You don't need anything stronger. I need something stronger. Proceeds to just zap them into oblivion.
I shall do as you ask. What you ask is done.
Why am I still looting out here?
Laying low.
Take another quick save. Nope, not here. Oh, what's going on here? Palma Ader rides before you, stoic and silent. Its rigid layers a measuring stick of the patina ages. It feels to you as a thick of black ice, and you perceive buried deep in its core, dim flickering flame, all but extinguished, yet preserved against the ravages of the elements. At your approach, the flame seems to steady and draw strength. The layers separating it from you seem to melt away. You're bathed in its glow, a bright beacon in the gloom. The glow seems to fade, although you had adjusted to its intensity, and where it was, Eivora seeps into existence, an idyllic shade hovering over the moist poison floor. Though ageless, she appears somehow different to you. A slight stoop to her carriage, perhaps a sunkenness in her eyes. There is a broad scar across her face, fibrous and wormy where flames once laughed, unhealed even in death.
My old pupil. You are a welcome sight, but a worrying one as well. Do you still wander lost in the darkness after all these many years? You are so different now from who you were then, yet much remains the same. Old troubles with a new face. What is it that has brought you here?
I'm here to free you.
A gallant gesture, if a bit misguided. And yet I suspect there is more to this than you have said.
I mean, I am going to kill Theos.
I can only guess your presence here has something to do with Theos. The energy of this place changes when he is near. I don't know what he has done, but I do know of the souls that pass through here now. They do not come by choice.
Theos diverted them from the cycle. He seeks to empower Watercut and to blame Animancy for the damage it's caused.
After all this time, he would still stand against the tide.
You knew me when Theos did. There's something I didn't know about that time.
I will tell you what I remember.
There's something about that lifetime my soul can't let go of. I need to know what it was, and I'm running out of time. See moments from that life of you, of the Inquisition, of Theos.
I can see his influence, still hanging like a weight about your neck. So it always was. He had inspired something in you. We spoke of him the last time you were here also. It was just after the trial. You were agitated. I think because you started to consider that what I was teaching may have been true.
And what was that? Yova's mouth tightens and her brows furrow, a look of pity, her eyes shift back and forth between each of yours, as if looking for someone that will help her decide whether to speak.
That the gods aren't real.
Pallegina throws her head back and laughs gleefully. Ha ha ha, of course not. It all makes sense now. Also, we'll find more to that.
I'd dreaded the idea from the moment the Delimgon suggested it. And yet, it almost feels like a relief. She's not serious.
Perhaps not to her. Many are those whom the gods have scorned. This is petty retribution.
How can our eyes be real if our gods aren't? That'll asking the real questions.
What I taught was that the gods whose faith we had been spreading were not gods at all, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
Who created these gods, and for what?
They were conceived by Engwyth, a society of high minds and broad concerns. Theos' people. In their time, every people worshipped its own gods. Sometimes they warred over it. After a few wars of their own, the Engwythans sought an end to it. They devoted all their energy to finding the true creators. Generation after generation, they prodded and worked the stitching of the world and unlocked its secrets. One day, they found an answer. Except the answer was no answer at all. There were no gods to be found. Or if there ever were, they were gone. It shook them, this finding. If they could discover this on their own, how long until others would? How long before war and chaos reigned over a world without consequence? But they had mastered many things in their pursuit of these answers. And with their mastery, they crafted their own gods to fill the void, and sent missionaries to the corners of the world to spread their faith.
How did you discover this?
The Engwythan missionaries all knew it, but they never told the rest of us. They meant it to be a secret that died with them. And in the end, they allowed their bloodlines to fade from memory. I had been assigned to join a few of them at a temple. I found the door to their chambers closed, but the room was stone and the door thin. Their voices carried. I heard enough. I investigated the things they spoke of, and everything was there, just as they said it'd be.
Later on, after I left the Order, a few Engwythans found my word persuasive and joined my cause. They revealed what I did not already know, and this is why you started your own faith.
I never thought of it as faith, but I think you are right to call it that. Let the world see. Let them decide what to do. That was my faith. I became a missionary because the gods brought me hope that I wanted to bring to others. For a time, the truth sent me to a dark place. Then the day came when I realized nothing had changed, that I still had a purpose, and the purpose was the same and it was worth living for. I began questioning the other missionaries in public, exposing their parlor tricks. In time, their following became mine.
Is it true what you taught?
You asked me this once before. Nothing I can say would be any proof, and it may be certainty your soul craves. Resolution. But if you are bound for the same place Theos directs these souls, you will see for yourself as you once did. Everyone faces this truth at one time or another. Few confront it. Few have the stomach to ask what if. And in avoiding the question, they deny themselves an identity of their own.
Deborah scans for audience silence. Her eyes thoughtful, lingering on each memory of company in turn, finding interesting in things unseen.
What if all the tragedy, all the persecution, came in defense of an imposter?
But that's not... That can't be right. Aethys, he...
Alrighty, take care, Jay.
Miracles for people.
The power of the gods is undeniable. The truth of the story they weave is not. What if it were forbidden knowledge rather than fault that earned your doom? What of your guilt?
I have seen with my own eyes the deceptions of my goddess. The Watcher has shown me as much. But it was not until now that I understood how truly desperate she was. The depths of her deception.
You speak of her deceptions, but what of your own? Was it her words that led you down your path? Or was it the absence of her words? A gap that you filled with your own broken thoughts? What if you had always been alone, without guidance?
Well, as poorly as I've chosen my guides, I suppose it would be a comfort to know that I'm free of them.
The freedom has always been. It was the guidance that was the illusion. What if even mastery over all things cannot answer the most basic of questions?
I stopped asking those questions long ago. It is enough to care for those we love with the time we have in this life.
Yeah, I can get behind Palladina's philosophy.
What if the cycle of birth and death is nothing more than a tool of endless preoccupation?
Your mother returns to Eorva's gaze, nodding her head almost imperceptibly. For a moment, all is silent. Eorva nods back, seemingly moved by unspoken understanding. What if we can be assured of nothing? And all we can do is endure, I suppose. Doesn't seem like they give us much choice in the matter.
The wheel would seem to grant us little choice in the matter. Yet surely we are capable of more than mere endurance. Surely when the truth is laid bare to all, this suffering can truly be overcome. I ask these things not to trouble you, but to show why they must be confronted. No answer is simple, but somewhere between them all lies a truth so beautiful, not even a god could conceive it. Do we not owe ourselves a chance to find our part in it?
We do, even without insurances, there is still truth.
If that is truly what you believe, then you are a far different person than the one I knew. I've been alone here with my thoughts for so long now. I've found peace with my failures, and with my punishment. I no longer curse fate for what might have been. But there is one thing that has clawed and scraped at my mind all these years. One thing that will not be put to rest until I know. Until I understand. I need to know why you chose to remain with the Inquisition, even after you'd learned the truth. Do you remember?
Afraid of what Theos might do to me if I didn't agree to it.
Boudica gifted him a great many things, but his ability to manipulate was always his own. Good. The things I taught, the things I believed, I needed to hear that. I needed to know it wasn't because...
I doubted you. You need to know it wasn't because, after everything you've learned, you'd still rather believe in the lie. If that is inclusion reach out once they know everything, then my purpose has been a mistake. Did my opinion matter so much to you?
You were a blank slate to me once. A blank slate that I had taught the wrong things. I'd given you a false faith. I had to know I could undo what I had done. Redirect you to embrace the truth. You had heard both sides, seen everything. If not you, then who?
I see your point.
I'm aware of the folly of trying to learn so much from so little. I've had time to consider that in all its facets. But in the end, it was all I had. Even knowing what you've told me, some part of me knows it doesn't truly answer what I wished to know, nor will an eternity of silent contemplation. I will have only my guesses and suspicions, and that will have to do. And what of your understanding of our past? Are you at ease with the choice you made?
I see the world differently now than I once did. I regret what I did to you, and I wish for forgiveness.
There is nothing to forgive. The fault was always mine. I led you down the path that led to Theos. When I tried to steer you back, it was too late. To have taught someone wrong is far worse than to have done wrong yourself. Long have I wished to make amends for this, but the time has long since passed. At first I thought this might be the source of your soul's anguish, but now I see I was mistaken. You are not divided on this matter. You have put it behind you. It is with Theos that your agony lies, in sun and shadow. Your questions are not for me, but for him. And it may be that only an answer from the mouth of Theos himself will satisfy your needs. Yet if there is anything I can tell you that would be of use, ask and you shall know.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick before we get these answers. Alright, I'm back. Are you bound here until the end of time?
In a matter of speaking. This is Braeth Yamen, the court of the penitents. Souls are confined here until they repent. They must beg the forgiveness of a god, pledge their soul to them, and they will be lifted from this place to the world above. In truth, they receive leniency, but not true mercy. The spite of Woedica is eternal. They linger above, at the side of the old court, and are not permitted to leave the island, forever severed from the cycle. This prison was full once in the days of the Inquisition, but time weathers all things, even will. I'm the only tenant who remains. Yet, I feel their presence strongly now, as it was in the beginning. You have brought many of them here. They cry out for the judgment of Theos. You have struck some bargain with the gods, then.
The other gods aid me because they want Theos destroyed. I owe them no debt.
They aid you because they would bend you to their own purposes. Engwith built gods from ideals, and an ideal on its own is a grotesque and vicious thing. But these souls, these forgiven the gods have bequeathed you like chattel. They were loyal followers in life. They will be with you to the very end.
Why don't you repent? You could be free of this place.
Last time someone asked me that, I was bound to an iron wheel with a broken spine. There are many things I've come to doubt about the choices I made in life, but that trial was my one moment of certainty, even without a chorus of gods to tell me I had been right. The gods need to be reminded that we have a spirit, and that spirit is proof against their power. They have the power to manipulate and confuse and ruin us, but not to change our will. I will remain here until the world crumbles and fades from existence, with joy in my heart, knowing I've shown them what they truly are.
This place, Sun and Shadow, what is it? I could tell you what I believe, but again, it would be no proof. I have only what I have seen, and what others told me about it. There is only one man who can tell you now, who knows to a certainty, and you shall know for yourself. Do you know what it is I need from Theos?
I could not say for sure, but you have been to Sun and Shadow before, and it came at a crossroads in your life, when much of what you knew had been upended. I have to believe it will come to you there. Your concerns then were of loyalty and trust and the gods. Everything I told you seemed to send you further into doubt. His words mattered to you when you knew him then. After you and I spoke, you went immediately to seek him out. Perhaps you simply sought confirmation from the man you trusted. If something from that time still troubles you, it may be something he told you then, or refused to tell you. He keeps secrets better than any in this world.
Why has Theos done all this?
He cares only for the secret he keeps locked away. He destroys anyone who might discover it, no matter their chances.
So, like a certain Andra from a DLC.
That's why he's always favored Woedica. It isn't in her love of promises or justice. It's her disregard for the rules. Her willingness to do what is necessary. To Theos, she's not a deity, but an ally with which to conspire. When her power waxes, she does as she pleases with this realm, as well as hers. And she wants that secret guarded as much as he. If Theos succeeds, there will be a shift in the balance of power among the gods. Boudica was vanquished once, when the other gods decided she had gone too far, and her power diminished. With this infusion, there is no telling what she will do. The only certainty is that there will be chaos in their realm, as well as ours.
How can I get Theos to tell me what I need to know?
You will not find a more resolute being on all of Eora. There is no offer you could make, nor spell you could cast, nor pain you could inflict that would make him reveal what he hides. But I see you have become a watcher in this life. Perhaps in defeat, when he can no longer defend himself, you might learn something from him.
How is it you speak Adiran? I speak no language now but wordless expressions of a spirit. It is through my connection to you that I'm able to draw upon words and forms from them as my own. It's time for me to go.
Theos will not wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again.
Your defiance here, you're a slave to God, Bondo Yujin. Defiance here is illusion, you are a slave to the gods, bound to their rules, stuck in their system. And I'll settle with this. Then I'll waste no more time. Farewell, Eova.
For my part in leading you to Theos in the very beginning, I hope you can forgive me. I hope whatever final guidance I've given you here proves more useful. If ever we should meet again, in this life or any other, I hope to find you at peace.
Alright, that's done, but where do we need to go now? Probably over towards that door. I'd assume this door is where we need to go. No, a campfire, but we don't need that.
So, it's true. The gods are a sham that people have followed for thousands of years.
Oh, I think we found where we need to go. Alright. And when we do on Thursday, if we actually do this again for the ending, if we don't have time, I will do that off stream and we will, or the day of Pillars of Eternity 2.
I can't see much, but I hear a noise like a pig choking on wet feed. So, I guess Durance is breathing at least.
Oh, everyone wants to talk first.
Doesn't that just beat all? Here I was, wondering all this time whether all these terrible things were people's fault or the gods. Turns out they might be the same thing. Wonder how things would have gone different 15 years ago if the Raid Sarens had been told their god was made in some forge or kiln someplace. Would we still have gone to war?
People were starving. They'd rebel sooner or later.
I could see the rebellion still happening, but I don't know that they would have invaded. I don't know. When Woden left for war, we, had a fight. As brothers will. About him going off to war. He was set on it. My parents warned him. They said you get a new country with every trip across the border, but your god, you only get the one. Me? I didn't know who was right. All I knew was I didn't want him to go. It's the same for families as it is for gods. You only get the one. I said every vicious thing I could think of, trying to change his mind. He brushed it off. Just got me madder, of course, him being so calm. He said I should come with him, but he'd understand if I didn't want to. I told him he'd better be able to face his god one day and answer for what he'd done. He said he'd keep that in mind. And then, he was gone. By the time I'd cooled off, months had passed. One morning it dawns on me that my brother always knew better than me. If he was so sure of what he was doing, then I should be there with him. packed my things, and was on the road that same morning. Of course, what I didn't know then was he'd already changed his mind. By that time, he was dead on that field.
Good luck with him. You'd know why he changed his mind.
If I'd have left with him, we'd both be dead, so I don't know why I bothered thinking about it. I found my own way in the end, and it wasn't my brother's and it wasn't my God's. I don't know if it was right. But I couldn't abide what Waidwen was doing to his own. God or not. I don't regret it. Whether Waidwen was Eothas, well, it hardly seems to matter after what we just heard. And all these questions I've been trying to figure out. I think I just miss my brother.
You think he went to Waidwen because of what you said to him?
Crossed my mind. You live in a place like Gilded Vale. You don't have a whole lot else to do other than think about things you don't want to think about. I hope that wasn't it. I hope he went there because it's what he thought was right. But it seems I'm not meant to know.
Let's be on our way, because I need to talk to Aloth too.
Still one more mess we gotta straighten out. Come on then. I still owe you one.
We've been lied to. Our whole lives, and many lives before that. And it's led us to put our faith in a pantheon of gods that never deserved it in the first place.
Theos is wrong. Most people are fundamentally decent. Knowing the truth can only make them better. Or actually Stoic also fits us too. What difference does it make? People will be what they are, whether they or not they are our gods to believe in.
I'm surprised to hear you say this. It seems that much harm comes from imposing authority where perhaps none is needed. We've seen the atrocities that members of the Leaden Key have committed without even understanding why or for whom they act.
For once, the half-souled elf is right. To live in ignorance is to allow the gods to have their way with us.
I've also been thinking.
There won't be much left of Theos by the time you're done with him, if I know how you operate. That will leave the Leaden Key headless. Perhaps it's best it stays that way.
I agree.
Then let's face Theos. When this is all over, I'll make sure that no one is able to commit his abuses again.
There we go. Now we're good to go.
Steady does it.
Oh. Let's go. I think Theos is in this area. Yep. Oh, we could probably put on my mace now. I think that's one of the souls that they mentioned about the gods. Thank you, souls. Now we're getting to see this place now.
Full of surprises, aren't you?
Right. Spirits stir here, edged with anger, violence.
We light our own path now, Watcher.
Can you do that again? I had something in my eye. I missed most of it.
No, dear, I don't think I can. I heard a skeleton. No, that's Console Hot. Never mind. No, that's a shade.
Lavaru beyond seek!
Lavaru beyond seek!
Lavaru beyond... Lavaru beyond... Lavaru beyond seek!
Some improvement.
Oh, there we are. They're taken care of. Silly ghosties. Oh, now there's dead dragons out here. Oh, I think I'm gonna explode again. Yep, time to explode again. Excuse me. There's a shadow dragon over there.
Let's go.
Lavaru beyond seek!
This thing isn't doing the job.
Dear, you need to knock that Drake down for us.
That's not very helpful. These Legions are in for a walloping!
And let me see.
This one repels my touch.
Come on, buddies, let's go ahead and fight this stuff. You need to heal us up, buddy.
Worth it.
Let's go!
I seem to be fighting the Drake, so that's good news for us. And I'm going to pop this over here.
Lavaru, beyond sea.
And Green Mother's out, so that means we're going to take a rest after this.
Lavaru, beyond sea.
I'll save console hot when we fight the big dude.
Lavaru, beyond sea.
Annoying little Drake, let me tell you.
Lavaru, beyond sea.
There we are. You're probably dead soon, hopefully.
Let's go!
There it goes. There we are. Oh, because we don't have a bank in here. Let's do a quick rest.
Right.
I need to go. Oh, it's Whale down here?
I'm ready.
What is Whale doing down here? The shadow of the cavern lengthen and swallow you. Your eyes adjust to darkness, you find yourself in the midst of what must be another vision. You are surrounded by mist, the ground feels springy under your step. You imagine that as soon as you take a step, the soil behind you will erase all trace of your passage. As if on cue, the mist cleared enough for you to take a couple steps forward. You do, and the fog closes behind you. Continue several minutes in this matter, one step at a time. Never seeing more than the ground right in front of you. Eventually, rays of light cut through the haze. You find yourself facing a canyon wall. Pelagina's head violently snaps to one side, her eyes tracking some unseen threat. She puts her hand to the side of her face, where two feathers have been cut short near the base. Tufts of down float in the air. Something whizzes past you. Just as you turn, you catch another whir or movement. Out of the mist flits its shape. Small and round, you think you see another, and they tickle in the corner of your visions. You turn back to the canyon wall, and the sun shifts along its path. What looked like a smooth rock face in a hollow cave, a figure steps out, its features shifting and changing before your eyes. The figure transforms from male to female, from Orlan to Amwa, its bones lengthening and its fur receding into its flesh. The only detail that remains constant is a smooth, eyeless face. The whizzing rushing from the mist and converge on the figure as they form a spinning cloud. You realize that they are eyes.
You understand the value of a mystery watcher. A buried scroll, a hidden truth. These are my ways. You unravel a thread, Watcher. One you have lost and discovered over generations. And following it to its end has only brought you back to the beginning.
Speak plainly. Whale giggles. And the drain meaning from the end you almost achieved? Your search for answers to your past led you to another mystery, one grander still. These mysteries don't matter to me, I just want to keep myself from unraveling. Yet you've sought this goal, your foes have pursued another.
A nebula of souls, blind and brimming with potential. The answer to Woodika's question at the beginning of yours. What would you do with them?
I take it you've got something in mind. Do not consign the souls to the fate of some god's choosing, you have found them. Now scatter them across existence, their destination known to neither god nor mortal. Let them be lost again, new answers to new riddles. You say I shouldn't let a god decide their fate? But it seems you are asking me to do just that.
In a way. But something must be done, and hurling them from the machinery of other schemes is the truest course of action.
What end would that serve?
No end, Watcher. That is the purpose.
And what would happen to the souls?
None know. They could end up anywhere in the realms of gods or mortals, whole or divided. Discovering them again and charting their course through the ether will be a new mystery.
Farewell, Whale.
That is a word for endings, and this is but a crossroads. Even I do not know what you would choose.
Yep, thanks, Whale, for the visit. Going to check. Hold on. What does that lead? Looks to lead back. Yeah, it just leads back. Okay. Don't have to worry about that. Another one of our spirit explosions, I guess. And more things to fight. Excuse me, what? Get out of here, Droid.
Yeah?
And you can pop this on us. We are. You need to heal us up. Green Mother, what are you doing? A deer, knock him down. Thank you, Green Mother. Now let's go ahead and finish the shade off.
That's not very helpful.
Go and fight the Drake. Mother out this time. Just seeing if there's anything else out there. There we are. We'll definitely need another rest. Hold on, I'm gonna see what's down here first. Another corpse. Yep, okay. Bunch of bodies over there, but I don't think I need to worry about them. I mean, they might have loot. That's about it. Yep, nothing, just loot. Say if I didn't have loot, if I didn't bring anything with. Is there another god who's gonna jump in here at any point, or no? No, we don't have to deal with the Shade. I'd rather not fight the Shade if I don't have to. Alright, I think we are good to fight Theos. I'm gonna take another quick save. Right, I believe we're at the end. Yep, we are indeed at the end. Now we just need to find our... Yep, all the way over there.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
Watch this first try. Are you talking about cards, or what are you talking about, Ascension? Or are you talking about me doing this the first try?
To remain loyal to the gods in this. Powers then me to answer to.
Oh.
Answer to me. Any other choice?
I appreciate the enthusiasm. Given our weapon stuff, I hope it's gonna be a first try.
Missionary, same as I was, taught the wrong things as I was. They have held off
Just
many
making sure I got these dialogues for lore before we jump in.
Give a confession.
I'm ready.
Oh, we've already seen most of these anyway.
From you.
Alright, quick saving. Lore in the Conan channel. Well, I just realized this is all mostly just the same lore we already covered, so... Theos! Where are you, Theos? Theos. Oh, right, you're over here. Oh my, a gigantic Engwethan device from the beginning of the game. Oh, and you were just sitting inside there, Theos. You've come to a circular room, grand and domed. He was in there like a whatchamacallit, a Gundam or something. Anyway, its walls lined with Aedra trimmed with copper. At the far end of the pillar of Aedra pierces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Your thoughts are yours, and not yours. They are all questions. At the base of the pillar stands Theos, a look of concern in his face as he notes your approach. Theos' concern after everything he's been doing throughout the start of the game? You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, spinning madly in your mind. But you don't dare ask it yet. You need some admission from him first, some hint of veracity of your suspicions.
You are far from your post, Inquisitor. What brings you here?
Was the entire Inquisition based on a lie?
The Inquisition was based on the need to cut the flesh from a rotting wound.
Was Eorva telling the truth?
That woman sought only to destroy the foundations of peace and civility that my people sacrificed everything to build.
That machine behind you, what does it do?
It has many uses, but its purpose is to bring structure to the chaos that surrounds it.
All these statues, who are they of?
They are monuments to Woodica's greatest servants among my people. I hope to join them myself one day, but my work is not yet complete.
And what is this place?
We are in a sanctum holy to Woodica. There are others like it in service to the other gods. I come here often to pray for her counsel, and in this space I may be assured that she hears me.
He seems like a good guy and totally not Galactus. You are shaking now, having lost all patience for tax. No more evasions. You have to know. Everything you have believed, everything you have done for the gods. Did you lie to me when the gods said you would absolve my sins? Theos said nothing.
What is a god? A higher power? A rewarder of good deeds and punisher of the wicked? Something men can turn to in their darkest moments when their days seem only like bridges from one tragedy to the next. Our gods are all these things.
With Theos's every word, you find yourself losing control of a boiling cauldron of rage and doubt and fear and hopelessness, until you can take it no more. Are there no gods?
We are in a sacred place within earshot of the gods themselves. This is not the time. You've been through much these past few months. You will return home and you will rest. When you feel you have recovered, you may rejoin us at the trials. The Inquisition is far from over, and I will have need of you. There are many who continue to spread the lies of the apostate. The Inquisition will not end until we have pronounced judgment on all of them.
Its eyes linger on you, and there's no mistake of the threat behind it. Your rage shrinks at the image of an iron wheel in your mind, monolithic and caked with dried blood of thousands. You do not ask your question again. Oh, hey, Theos! Now we're fighting Old Man Theos, as he rocks in front of Console Hot.
How did you find it?
I didn't. It was Lady Webb.
Another in a string of acts of petty defiance. For all her knowledge, she always preferred spite over reason.
She loved you.
Then she should have obeyed. I ask one thing of all my followers. She was incapable. A waste of rare talent and intellect.
Her talent and intellect were far too great for her to live as your servant.
What of your cohorts, then? They have followed you to their deaths. Is it loyalty that brings them here? Or is it, as my agents suggest, that they have no direction of their own? You worshipped Aethys, did you not?
Your spies are good. What gave me away? The cape?
Yet when your god needed you the most, you chose your country.
We were being invaded. Not by anyone who was acting like a god.
I just realized that's Rimmergon.
Then I should think your hometown gave you a hero's welcome when you returned.
They made cake. Hard to blame people for losing faith when it's the gods who are misbehaving.
The gods argue over how best to prevent Kith society from destroying itself. These disruptions would not be necessary were mortal instinct not so diseased.
Ron stares at Theos with a beast snarl. Theos watches him calmly.
You built a weapon that delivered exactly as promised.
I served my goddess as you did yours.
Yet the other builders were slain. 11 of a dozen. Why not you? Were you somehow different? Redeemable in your god's sight?
Whatever desire I had to be redeemed in her eyes was weakness, purged by the Watcher's sight.
Or was it merely that your goddess wanted you dead as well, and your delusions of importance prevented you from seeing the obvious?
A whore's beguiling charms, nothing more. But the spell's broke now, Theos. The trial's over. I know friend from foe, and I've come here now to see a foe repaid.
You were able to destroy a god because another god wished it. Without her hand to guide you, you could not strike at a god any more than you could strike the sky. You are impotent, and not just from the pox. I understand your Duke's bells gave you a mission.
Yep, he's gonna go through every one of us.
Their orders do not absolve me of my greater responsibility to the safety and well-being of the Republics.
You might want to skip over this one, Theo. Don't want to pick a fight you can't win.
Yet you disobeyed. Something you already have a reputation for. They will know, of course. If it had been for a worthy cause,
Hello,
I might
Loki.
have forgiven you. But I don't see them pursuing Animancy after seeing what it's done here. They trusted you, and you disappointed, as you always have. And you will again be disowned.
The parents scold, but the children are safe. Whether Animancy research continues in the Republics or not, they will survive. For now, that's enough. In any case, I wouldn't be so smug about my fate, Theos. I imagine Woodica responds to disappointment much more severely than even my dukes.
State your name and purpose, young acolyte.
Now it's Aloth.
My name belonged to the gods and my hand to their service. No more.
You serve none but yourself. Without contact with your order, you can have no higher purpose. Only the base concerns of the flesh. You have cast yourself from our ranks.
And I should have done it years before. I'd rather live in uncertainty than servitude.
And that uncertainty would lead you where it leads everyone. To doubt, to emptiness, to the many cruelties inspired by disbelief. You will have to forgive your Grandmaster for remaining skeptical of his initiate's choices.
And also, he's gonna do this with anyone I bring in here, by the way, so if I didn't have a different party, he'd do this with someone else.
You are here because you are lost. The gods cannot reach everyone, I'm afraid. May you fare better in your next lives. I gather you have had your soul awakened. Why else would you shadow my footsteps like some stray mongrel? You think I have something to offer you, but our business was concluded long ago.
I lived my life by the lies you told. You owe me the truth.
I answered your questions once. That your soul is not fit to accept the answers is of little concern to me. I lied to no one. Not to you, not to anyone. The gods are real. They are everything we need them to be, and the world is better for it.
You convinced me once the god will absolve me of my guilt. There is no one to absolve either of us of our crimes.
Guilt is a disease of the mind. If the mind no longer believes it is guilty, then that is as good as absolution. The heart of this country has skipped a beat, nothing more. I have done far worse. I plunged the peaceful kingdom of Telosus into civil war. I slew the monarch of Desantio, whose people never knew hardship under his rule, and replaced him with a cruel despot who brought them to ruin. When plague arrived at the great city of Arborensis, I saw to it that the cure did not. They piled their dead outside the city in heaps that rose above their walls.
Is it supposed to diminish the damage you've done here?
It is to show the proper perspective. There was a time, back when your soul was still a shapeless mist, when the world believed only in false gods. Thousands of them. Gods that told them to take slaves. Gods that told them to make war upon their neighbors and devour the slain. Gods that told them to burn their children alive and cover themselves in the ashes as a sign of their faith. But all that changed when they learned of the true gods. Our gods. All those misshapen, bestial instincts melted beneath the radiance of our god's majesty. You could see it in their eyes. That dull emptiness replaced with the glimmer of a kindled spark.
Teaching them there were no gods would have achieved the same purpose.
And replaced it with one far worse. Have you imagined this existence? The one the apostate would have created. We are not all so virtuous as she. Without our gods, the most wicked, the most tyrannical, they would take that power for themselves. But more than that, it would be a hollow existence. All mysteries forever unanswered. All purposes constructed from meaninglessness. No endings to bring closure. Only a wheel, turning without mercy, grinding our spirits to dust.
Better that than live a lie.
Telling yourself each day that what you do matters, that it isn't all for nothing, that the world is just. The apostate's world is built on believing lies. All I have seen, the millennia of experience. I will not be dissuaded from this course. This is the only way.
You're blind to think yours is the only way. You are controlled by your own doubts.
We are all controlled by our own doubts. Better that we should be relieved of them. With your soul and thousands of others, I will see this world purged of its suffering. Hear me, Woedica. Your servant calls for aid.
Up, and now we finally fight. And of course, he can't fight there. Vessels, huh?
Huh?
You know, I have a weapon that can help against vessels.
Yeah.
Council Hot, you want to help us out here?
Hey.
Summon your little drakies.
Yes.
Summon your spiders.
I'm ready.
Summon your thing.
What?
I don't even know if that's gonna work. No. Summon your shades. Everyone go after them. All my friends helping out. My little pets and everything. And you over here can have that. Actually, hold on.
If we've to go down, take them all with us!
Knock this butter you down, dear. Nope. Can I? No, I can't.
How may I help?
Could you knock him down a little bit? There we are.
What?
Actually, hold on.
Hey.
Dear, why are you getting away from there?
Yeah?
And Durance, you can cast yours too. Really, I need to heal up first. Now I can cast mine. Oh, and would you look at that? It got smited. I need to get out of here. Summons. Well, they're all dead now. Alright, now I can get to kill Theos. Oh, he actually got us all distracted here. But also Theos summoned friends too, so I'm summoning friends to make this even. Guys, can you stop moving about? Up.
Come on, Pelagie.
Oh, I'm out.
Lava.
Oh, and it only took a lot to smite him. At your feet rests the body of Theos, hollow and dense wrinkles shaped by a silent shouldering of an eternal burden, now smooth across his color-drained face. What even is a god to a non-believer? Not gods, only men. His soul remains still for a moment, defenseless, its energy expanded in the defeat. It lies sprawled across his body like a death shroud.
That's the servant down, and the mistress still to go. A good start, worthy of being built upon.
Thousands of souls he has tortured. Would that he could live those sufferings 1,000 times himself.
In his own way, Theos must have truly believed he was caring for the people of Eora, protecting them from themselves. A shame his soul won't have a chance to reflect on his errors before it enters the wheel.
Some point, you have to look at the things your god is telling you to do. And ask yourself if it's worth it.
He spent his lives, more than any of us will ever know. For what? Binding the world to a lie. Could a man like that ever be redeemed?
Let's go ahead and learn about Theos. With a deep breath, you take a diving sink into Theos' soul, where in Brackenberry it had a maze of narrow corridors and dead ends. Now expansive and borderless, its walls crumbling into heaps like ruins of an Engwith as you pass through them. This makes me miss Divinity. You travel... Yeah, Divinity, I actually still have to play Divinity 1. My friend and I are actually at the end of Divinity 2 co-op. And right now we just... that final boss fight. Anyway, you travel what seems like ages, rushing to an unknown destination. A memory you glimpsed once before. At last, no more than a pinprick of light at the end of the tunnel, spinning slowly at first, then quickly as you near. You come out of the room as you are standing now, but it is new and pristine and filled with people. Thousands of them. Also, I loved playing Fane as my origin character after I got an idea for the combat system. I love that character is just filled with lore. Anyway, thousands of them all turn towards a great Aether pillar and the machine that encases them. Theos stands at the machine, and you are one with him now. You look at the crowd and face shovels of old men and cherub-cheeked little girls. At mothers bouncing infants to quiet them, and fathers clasping their child's vessel's hand, and watching you with somber acceptance. A woman with tears in her eyes gives you a small nod. You turn back towards the machine, your breath constricted beneath the weight of your unwanted knowledge, preparing yourself to set out alone on a journey without end. You close your eyes to open them again and find the machine still in front of you, beckoning. You do give Fane energy. Thank you. That's actually a compliment, because I like Fane. You take place in front of it and place your hands upon a large mechanical disc. At the base of a great crystal column, you speak a single word. Giant rings creak to life. Building, well, I mean, I'm also a wisp, but it kind of makes sense something. Anyway, building speed. And we now have an ad. Give me a minute. Not for this sequence. You take your place and place your hands on a large mechanical disc at the base of the crystal column and give a single word. Yeah, we already saw that. Setting a raise in the carved draconic mouse aglow, sending tremors through the platform beneath you. The entire room, and now I'm actually going to be trying to read this faster because the freaking ads. Shakes now with a force of accelerating machine. All sound drowned by its deep, deafening thrum. Brilliant tendrils of light arc outward from the pillar of all directions, and you look over your shoulder to see them engulfing the crown, burning them brightly like hot iron. One by one, the tendrils disappear. You look above the outer pillar, and a glowing spherical mass has begun to coalesce among the column where the arcs converge. It grows and pulses, translucent and bulbous like some immense chrysalis, suspended in slow rotation, as though it were being spun from arcs of light. When the last arc disappears, a spectral mass hangs a moment, No longer rotating, so bright you must shield your eyes with an outstretched hand. It seems to you as though it is looking at you. You bow your head in acknowledgement and look up to see it melt into the pillar like a warm candle wax. The pillar flares with a flash of bright light as the sun itself, and then fades to the darkness. The machine slows down. Okay. From all sides of reality. Yeah, okay, we're back to reality. Well, here's what I did. No, here's something I did. I actually returned him to the cycle. Actually, because it does actually have something. But I'm actually looking at that. Tear his soul apart. There's 2 Terra souls. You caused me great suffering. You don't deserve this. I do not envy you. I'm gonna do this.
To apply the teachings of Durance would more immediately satisfy the cravings in my bones. But this is the stronger lesson, for his soul is already marked by his own hand.
Hearing that from Durance? Wow, what a shocker.
Some acts cannot be forgiven, it seems.
A cruelty worthy of this man.
I just set him back in the cycle, guys.
The pain he has wrought. Let his own choices be his punishment.
I didn't rip his soul apart, I just put him back into the wheel, guys.
I suppose we'll see if he can rise above that.
He probably won't. You can feel the pull of the intricate outer capillaries rise up from the depths of the below chamber. Many are bound within the great pillar and would pass to Wodoka, but some are filled with the souls of the dead, bound for somewhere else entirely, and you know these are passive rebirth. Stretching your present as far as your spirit will allow, you make contact with someone with such pass. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and just read through this really quick. You shift your focus to Theos' soul, heard in the channel, okay. In stillness to all that follows, a single word echoes through your mind. A word you spoke when you were were one with Theos' ancient memory. You realize the word that activates the machine. Oh, there go all the ghosts. Can't believe Aloth was the one who just shot him with a lightning bolt on his back that killed him. Oh, everyone wants to talk. Alright, well, we can't do it yet, guys. We gotta talk first.
Theos, he had hold of your soul from a long time back, seems like. You get what you needed from him?
I got an answer to an old question.
Those can be hard to come by, but maybe that's best. You'll be feeling better soon.
Oh, welcome back.
Good. That's real good. You got it figured out what you're going to do about all that?
Yes.
Got a lot of people out there thinking they've been abandoned by.
And we will have ads coming soon, so we're just gonna talk to these
Not
guys.
much that'll put the fear in you more than that. You can take my word for it.
Yep, we just got Theos and his silly little vessels.
If it was in my power, and I know it's not, but if it was, I'd find a way to give them the courage to face it.
Since we're having ads, I'm just gonna talk with all of them.
Out for them, but because they've just got it in them. And after what you've been through, though, I'm sure you got your own ideas. Better make it good.
This is just this ending, and when we get to whatchamacallit, on Thursday, I'm gonna do the Endless Paths for Kana, because that's the one quest I neglected throughout this playthrough.
Huh?
And one thing I only never finished in my first playthrough either.
Always knew Key stood for something big, but I
mainly because I forgot about it.
Myself into. And now, you're in the middle of something even bigger. The decision that will affect millions. But even if you send the soul somewhere specific now, who knows what the next turn of the
Oh,
world
I actually
will
have a
make
save
them.
already ready for it when we do
You
that.
can't really control what happens to them.
But it's also getting
Nor
it's
should we
also past
try.
my stream end time too.
I had to see the monster Theos.
That's why
had
I'm doing
become to
Thursday, because I
realize
have
that.
all the time 4 hours to actually get it done. Which I should with my gear set up, hopefully. And then we'll see Kana's ending. Maybe so.
It's your decision, of course. And whatever you decide, I'm glad our paths crossed in Gilded Vale.
Then we'll go ahead and see Pallegina. Actually, I have an idea.
Sure.
Just to see, I might reload that old save just to
So
see how
much for
fast we
Theos,
can do it.
then. Now you have a chance to set things right, back to the proper order of things. It will take
Oh
a
yeah,
deal with
I do plan to play the
generations
second one
recover.
after this.
But at least these souls will find their way back to the wheel, as it should be.
That is on the table indeed. Let's see, Durance.
The end of the road greets us at last. You fared well, Watcher. Better than any Watcher has right to.
I'm gonna import the save after I do
Seems you
the...
were a field in need of a flames cleansing.
I'm going to import that after I complete the... whatchamacallit. The pass... the Endless Pass after Thursday. So we may not see the ending again here, but we'll actually see the saves and all that stuff after.
Would that my own trial.
Or heck, we might just do this again on Thursday if we have enough time.
I had figured myself for the field all this time. But you were the field.
Yep, I'm importing
and
Alyssa
I
into
the
there.
darkness. A lesson neither of Durance nor of Margaret. But with that trial's
Yeah, but I actually don't mind the ending.
begins, a god's trial.
I'm actually, now that we...
I will stand in judgment without mercy.
After we're done here. But that also means we can also just skip most of the stuff since we already have it in this playthrough.
Theos may be gone, but his crimes, the wounds he has inflicted, remain.
And then maybe actually start up Pillars of Eternity 2, or that fan mission I have lined up, but that's actually a very short one, and Thief.
And yet, if we would free ourselves from his legacy, you must first free the souls he has trapped. His work cannot be undone. Chaining these souls to broken lives will only prolong...
Oh yeah, I get what you mean.
It is not the easy choice, Watcher. But much ill comes from forcing the world into a shape that does not fit it. We must allow for the mercies of the cycle to heal the lost, and live with our wounds for a time.
I get what you mean. And now we have the ad break incoming, so... Oh, there we go. I'm gonna wait for that to end before we do anything, though.
Right.
Oh yeah. So we'll be doing that on whatchamacallit, Thursday though. Undoubtedly. I just want to see something after we're done with the ending. I'm probably gonna load that save I have. Where was it? Oh, there's already a pre-endgame save right here I could use to go back. That actually works out perfect now to think about it. I don't mind doing all this again, but I'm probably going to skip most of the dialogue since we already covered everything. Wait, I can? No, I can't click on him. I've already clicked on him. Nope.
Hey.
Nope, nothing's happening.
Yeah?
I've already clicked on his body.
Hey.
Oh, anything going on? No, I actually returned his soul to the wheel. Console Hot, what are you... Oh, I never summoned you, did I, Console Hot? Console Hot just sitting right there. I'm only choosing to return his soul to the wheel anyway because of the Priest of Barath part of mine.
Right.
Alright. We only have 54 seconds before this ad break ends, and then we'll jump in. If I was going to do the evil playthrough, I would definitely shred his soul to bits, though. Which we might... Or if we, whatchamacallit, do another different playthrough, more... in the future. Who knows? Maybe for the turn-based one. I'm just waiting for this one. Are you talking about, Are you talking about the... whatchamacallit? The Endless Path? I'm not go... Oh yeah, I know. I just said, are you talking about miss a lot of content? I'm still gonna do the Endless Paths.
Mm-hmm.
But that's gonna be on Thursday, though. Okay, ad break is over. Alright, we can go ahead and do the ending now. As you approach the route machine, the path underfoot evenly changes to a cobble road. You hadn't experienced visions like this already in Terra Evron. You've been tempted. Yes, I did complete the White March. That was actually what I did beforehand of actually jumping into this. The machine had sucked you into it, and deposited you in the middle of nowhere. Sun blazes overhead, the rolling meadows. Yeah, the only reason I'm not level 16 is because I didn't do the Endless Path yet, which I'm going to do on Thursday. And if we have time, I'm just going to jump right into that. Finish this up. Redo this, probably do this again. Oh no, don't worry about it. I just want to get this part done so everyone can actually see the endings. But I get what you mean, though. I'm still gonna do... No, it's fine. It's all good, Nary. I'm going to be jumping into Endless Pass on Thursday, though. So we're gonna see all that, because I'm aware of all the story in there. That's kind of why I want to save it after the stuff, so we can actually cover that, because it leads into the Pillars of Eternity too. Because of most of the lore is actually tied to Pillars of Eternity 2 in there. That's kind of why I want to save it for Thursday, in the longer run. I was like, oh, finish this up, and then jump into there. That's kind of the thing I was thinking of. Anyway. The sun blazes overhead, and the rolling meadows, thick forests on either side of the road can lead anywhere to the Deerwood. A shrill cackle turns to your head. Oh, there's Skyn. Standing next to you is a malnourished man, clad in threadbare cloth, loincloth, and manacles. His entire body is striped with lash marks. And there are scarred pits where his nose and ear— oh yeah, we already know what he saw. We already talked about that. He stinks of stale sweat and unwashed filth. You know someone wandering down the road, but the figure's back is to you. The scarred slave has your attention for now.
You know something of quiet servitude, Watcher. Groveling and simpering before the gods whose aid you need, so that when they finally raise you to a place of power, you can seize what you desire.
And to be fair, I have no complaints of actually doing this ending all over again, because I actually love these games. So
you
anyway.
have labored at the pleasure of others. That shriveled hag in Hadrat House, those pompous deer wooden zealots, the wretched tribesmen playing out their fantasies of grandeur. And then you cowered and knelt before the gods themselves, begging one paltry favor and receiving riddles and visions in response. And now the gods give you orders and commands, even while you set out to fix what they cannot. Yet what have they offered you?
They offered us a means to stop Wodka and Theos. That's enough for me. I get the feeling this is his way of giving you new orders on behalf of his Moan Master. Be careful, Alyssa. Oh yeah, I forgot Skyn actually shows up at this point. Given the breadth of his iron manacle, it's amazing that he can raise his bone-thin arm, but he does, and he points to the person walking to the other way along the road.
The exiled queen is not an ungrateful patron.
Oh yes, I remember this part. You get a better look at the lone figure and realize that she's wearing robes. And for reference, I actually haven't played this. This is the second playthrough after 4 years of actually completing this. So, and actually that Cypher, I rushed on that, so that one is actually making me— this playthrough I'm actually doing a lot more in this one. Or plan to do a lot more in this one. Anyway, you can use walking, or pace slow but determined.
Finish the work Theos began. Strengthen Wodka with these souls and allow her to become the most powerful of all the gods, with you as her favored.
Yes, become Theos. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want that. I've been working against Wodka this whole time. Why would she thank me now after I defeated her most loyal servant? Loyal weak, Theos proved his inadequacy and when he failed to anticipate you. A plan exposed is worse than none at all. But you have proven resourceful, equal to the schemes of the gods. Wodka has long memory, Watcher, for both friends and foes, and she keeps her oath. Helping Wodka would mean that the secrets of the gods stay hidden. Safely hidden, yes, from the violent overlords who would seize the fear of punishment in the next life, from the heavy-handed masters who would answer to no one. The world needs some schemes, or are the souls of Kiss so pure you would snap the tenuous threads that bind society? And Theos makes a better overlord? This one is the god of slaves. What would he have left in the world unchained from his mistress's lies? What do you mean by her favored? The recipient of Wodka's blessing. She has always had a place of mortals of particular merit. If you help her now, she will become the most powerful of all gods. And you will be the one to make her so. Think of the lifetimes of rewards you would reap. The only reward I wish is joy of pulling the bloody shards of her broken crown from my staff when I have finished with her trial. So says your companion who's been abandoned by his own god. You really trust him to make alliances for you? I've explained the alternative, Watcher. It would be you as a pawn of the gods or partner of one. No, I won't help you. At the end of the other road, the figure stopped. She turns her head, just enough to look over her shoulder. Her face is mostly hidden, but one merciless eye peers at you from a cheek of rippled, scorched flesh. I won't help you.
You say that now, but when you're standing in front of the machine, considering the lifetimes and the powers that await you, we'll see what you do.
It continues down the road, and when the sun suddenly drops below the horizon, it plunges you in a momentary darkness. You come to your senses in front of the machine. All these evil we've seen, going back to the Saints' War, that was all Wodaka. Imagine if she were stronger on top of all of it. Part of why I'm not doing that. With your companions bearing witness, you step up to a place where Theos once stood before his people long ago. The great machine lies in front of you, idle, ready. You have seen this machine and others like it in operation. You understand how it works. It is a device for directing souls. As a watcher, it would be a simple matter of influence that direction. Though as big as the machine is, it may be the last thing you ever do. Speak the command to activate the machine. Alright, we're just gonna go send the souls back into the reincarnation cycle. You close your eyes and expand your perception outward, taking the immense totality of tens of thousands of souls orbiting the chamber. Your grasp on the souls is tenuous, and you find yourself fighting the machine. Keep them all within your influence, and you can feel them slipping away from you as your machine gains speed. A brief moment comes when you feel as you hold them all at once, and their force is so great they will tear you apart. In that moment, you dedicate your entire being into bending their orbit, channeling the flow in the new direction. Alright, ending slide time.
At your command, the ancient device became your instrument, spinning to life with deafening resonance and gathering up the swirling essence like thread on a great spindle. There, in the pale pulsing glow of the machine that set you on this path long ago, you summoned all your strength, focusing on your objective and blocking out all else. With a single concussive blast that rocked the chamber and sent you tumbling to the ground, you freed the souls from their stasis. Exhausted, your consciousness slipping away, your last sight was of the machine, dark and dormant. Then your eyes closed, and sleep welcomed you at long last. After coming to and searching for some time, you discovered the route Theos used to enter Sun in Shadow, and embarked on a long and arduous ascent back to the surface. You emerged in Ter Evron after days of tunneling through the rubble Theos had left behind, and when you stepped into the daylight, you were faced with a different Dyrwood than the one you had left. At your direction, the lost souls of the Hollowborn were funneled back into the churn of Bareth's wheel to find their way into new vessels and partake in the life they had been denied during Widewind's legacy. Though parents of Hollowborn would remain just that, the end of Widewind's legacy would bring about a spate of new, healthy births, with many of the infants bearing souls once meant for Hollowborn children. The natural cycle of life and death had been restored to Dyrwood, and with it came a renewed faith in the providence of the gods. Lord Radric's zeal had brought him back to life once, but it would not do so again. Radric's destruction at your hands spelled the end of his suffocating rule over Gilded Vale and the surrounding area. In his absence, the village prospered, becoming a popular destination for new settlers anxious to leave Defiance Bay after the riots. Without a nearby ruler, it also grew more wild, with many settlers moving on as soon as they'd arrived, turned off by lawlessness that was excessive even by Dyrwoodan standards. Nevertheless, despite the challenges of living there, Gilded Vale had survived, and would continue to survive for the foreseeable future. Following the assassinations of Duke Avar Wolfgren and Lady Webb, Defiance Bay was thrown into political upheaval. In the ensuing weeks, the streets had become the domain of looters and blackguards. Few dared to step outside their own doors alone or unarmed. But once the dozens had regrouped in the wake of the riots, they quickly put an end to the criminal activity, patrolling the streets in droves and administering their brand of law on any perceived offenders. They also took the opportunity to depose the weakened Knights of the Crucible from their position of authority, branding them traitors to the people for their actions during the riots. Whatever knights weren't stoned to death in front of their keep were forced into exile. The external contingent of knights stationed at Fleetbreaker Castle would remain there, their high justice plotting the city's recapture. The dozens would soon find themselves overwhelmed by the problems of a leaderless metropolis, and in the days and months ahead, Defiance Bay remained on the brink of collapse. Though the machine atop Ter Noaneth had been disabled, it had not seen its last use. Heritage Hill was rebuilt, and no sooner had the first families moved in to resettle the district than members of the Leaden Key, acting under standing orders from their Grand Master, climbed the tower and reactivated the machine. The initiates slew a handful of the new settlers under cover of night and watched as history repeated itself, the victims reanimating and devouring the survivors.
And I should have destroyed that thing.
After the second incident, the district would remain abandoned. The Duke's assassination at the apparent hands of an Animancer had caused catastrophic rioting in the streets of Defiance Bay, and few Animancers survived the first day. Many Deerwoodans took the end of Widewind's legacy as a sign, both that the gods did not approve of Animancy, and that the purging of Animancers in Defiance Bay had been enough to satisfy them. In time, their rage would subside, and a number of surviving Animancers remained in and around Defiance Bay, often taking to the wilds to practice their science without repercussions. The town of Deerford had seen the last of the cult of Scan. Dark rumors about the town's many curses quickly faded, and travelers soon returned. Abydon's renewal brought new vigor and purpose to a god long known for quiet, steady labor. Handicraft saw a revival in the Deerwood, and no smith wanted for an apprentice. Additionally, Abydon's restored interest in preservation led to redoubled efforts to survey Engwithan ruins. Animancers and craftsmen alike found much to study, but tensions with Aer Glanfath rose. As for Stalwart, the Battle of Caeron's Scar only strengthened their resolve to unlock the mysteries of Durgan steel and build new marvels with the White Forge. However, Stalwart's ambitions brought them into further conflict with the Raid Serens, as more and more impoverished communities gathered at the border and vowed to finish the work of the Iron Flail. It would be many generations before the region saw peace. The Flames That Whisper clan found a cautious peace with Stalwart, particularly once the villagers heard of the aid the ogres had offered against the Eyeless. The clan moved back into the Russet Wood, and as Stalwart grew in prestige, the villagers formed a tighter alliance with their ogre neighbors. Within a generation, ogre traders visited Stalwart, and village hunters were welcome in the Russet Wood. Releasing Harmka left the Devil of Carrick with a gnawing dissatisfaction that continued to eat at her long after the Watcher confronted Theos. She resumed her search for the men and women who had raised Cold Morn, clinging to the hope that enacting her revenge might one day allow her to feel something. Yet, as she hunted and killed, the futility of her actions grew like a leaden weight in her gut. Her movements grew stiff and sluggish as her zeal deserted her. One day, she found herself surrounded in Maiden Falls. As she tried to fight back against the villagers, she felt her arms stick in their sockets and her legs buckle beneath her. The villagers tore her body apart and shattered its segments while she screamed, feeling none of it. Zawa came to understand that the time of the Takan had passed. With his soul no longer fettered to worldly concerns, he grew to become the enlightened Anitle his shaman had foreseen. He took up in an empty monastery near Cold Flow Lake, and word began to spread of his presence there. He taught pilgrims and students how to leave behind their vanity, their fear, and even their past. He invited those who studied with him to share their newfound knowledge, so that all might free themselves from suffering. Once Maneha had made peace with her memory, she decided the time had come to face her more recent past. For the first time in decades, she returned home to Rawatai, and she found that it had changed as much as she had. New districts had sprung up along the coast, while others withered into crumbling husks, and the streets had changed their course as surely as rivers. Her parents wept with joy at her return. They still ran the old spice shop, and in its many aromas and flavors, she found memories of the places she'd traveled and the people she'd known. She told her story, bottle by bottle, and began to build a life on the soil she knew best. The fortress of Cadnua emerged as a bastion of security in the midst of an untamed land, becoming the envy of every thane and earl in Dyrwood. Legend grew over time of its impregnability, and stories of formidable invaders easily scattered by the keep's defenses became popular around the hearths of Dyrwoodinians. Likewise, it also became a beacon to travelers, merchants, and visiting dignitaries alike. Reputed as the finest fortress in all Dyrwood, people would journey from near and distant lands alike to experience its fabled hospitality and grandeur. Pallegina had gone against the Duke Spell's orders by inventing a new trade arrangement with the Anamenfath to accommodate the recovering Dyrwooden market. With the Dyrwood's people still weakened by Weidwyn's legacy, the Vailian republics easily pushed their would-be competitors out of the market. For her outrageous insubordination and audacity, Pallegina was banished from the republics. She traveled north in the Eastern Reach, avoiding Vailian ports and entering the ranks of the kind wayfarers. Despite her bravery and dedication to those in her care, her strange appearance made her feel like an outsider wherever she went. With your business concluded, Haravius quietly took his leave and headed home to Thane Bog. The elders of the Fisher Crane had not warmed to Haravius in his absence, and when he arrived, he was denounced and scorned. Haravius spoke of his deeds and of his communion with Galawain, yet none would support his petition to return to the tribe. One by one, starting with the oldest, Haravius challenged each member of the council to single combat, humiliating the Riau in a series of savage duels. With half the council bloodied and shamed, the elders at last acknowledged Haravius' strength, announcing him a hunter of the Fisher Crane tribe. Upon being granted this title, Haravius calmly left the village and embarked again on his life of wandering. Adair chose not to return home to Gilded Vale. Still most comfortable far from cities, he settled in Dyrford, which, like many towns in the Dyrwood, was beginning the slow process of rebuilding. Believing now that it was the obligation of Kith to be the leaders their gods had not, Adair was soon named mayor of the town, and under his guidance, Dyrford soon began to prosper. He expelled the last of the Scanites from the area and drew new settlers with the offer of land, a trick he had learned from someone he otherwise preferred to forget. With each passing day, Dyrford would come to more closely resemble the Gilded Vale of Adair's childhood, the one worthy of its name. When the dust settled in sun and shadow, Aloth looked upon the remains of Theos Ixarchanon, his former master. He saw where the Grand Master had gone wrong and what would be required to undo the harm Theos had wrought. With a flick of his wrist, he burned Theos's robe, headdress, and every other symbol of the man's power. Never again, he vowed, should Kith live in fear and blind obedience to an authority they did not understand. Armed with the knowledge and courage he had gained on his journeys with the Watcher, he set out on the long and lonely task of dismantling the Leaden Key. After all that he had learned in the Watcher's company, Kana Rua could no longer see meaning in his pursuit of the Tanvi Oratoa. He decided to leave what remained of it within the depths of the Endless Paths and return home. Kana bid the Watcher farewell and sailed back to Rawatai, spending the tempestuous journey reflecting on the time he had lost to the pursuit of falsehoods. His family found Kana much changed, his fiery excitement replaced with a weary solemnity. Determined to change his wandering ways, Kana took up a quiet life as a lorekeeper at the college, teaching young students the traditions of their people. With Theos defeated and the souls released from sun and shadow, healthy children were born once again in the Dyrwood. The grieving mother sought a place where she might do penance for the birthing bell. She returned to Dyrford, where, to the astonishment of the villagers, she delivered the first healthy child in over a decade. She remained there, and with each new birth, she saw a measure of hope restored to the Dyrwood and a measure of grace for her own troubled past. Durrance used Magrin's strength only until Theos had been cast from the world, and then swore off her influence entirely. Regret came to weigh heavily on his mind, and a man who had never previously lacked for words or opinions came to embrace silence and contemplation. He continued to wander, penniless and destitute, searching now not for the reason for his goddess's silence, but for a mechanism for revenge. The charred robes he continued to wear as a reminder that he had been burned by his goddess, and not just by the flames of the Godhammer. After 5 years of searching for Persak, Sagani's 4-month journey home felt longer still. The Dyrwood, Aer Glonfoth, the Valian Republics became places on a map, endless expanses of green between her and Nasitok. Her homecoming was celebrated by all of Masuk, yet it was the reunion with Kalu and their children that truly brought her joy. She relinquished her role in the long hunts, and ever after, she and Itumak spent their days working in the village and their nights at her hearth. She watched her own children and their children grow and thrive. When she finally passed, she lay surrounded by the affection and tears of 5 generations. For you, the death of Theos brought an end to your waking visions and a silence to the whispers of the past. In their absence, you were able to sleep. The questions of a distant lifetime ceased to trouble your soul. All that remained was what to make of the answer. But at the moment, there was little to be done, and the matter would have to wait. A long journey loomed ahead, made no easier by your decision to bring an infant to Sun and Shadow.
See the consequences of those when we get into which one. Oh, and now we got credits. But yeah, we'll see the consequences of those when we jump into Pillars of Eternity 2, which should be, we're doing the the Endless Pass on Thursday. Depending on how fast we do that, we may start the playthrough either on, maybe at the very intro on Thursday if we have enough time, or after the Thief AFM, which should be fairly short, just to stream worthy. And then Pillars of Eternity 2 should you see right up the alley. But on that note though, I do have that old save, so we're gonna go ahead, run through the credits. There's something I want to check before we end up calling the stream for the night, since I am going an hour after. I already have an idea of who to raid, but I'm gonna check one thing. I just want to see how strong we are for, Endless Pass really quickly. Going by that old save I have. But yeah, thanks all for joining for that one. If you want to stick around to see me just see how strong we are for the early Endless Pass, I'm just going to do like see how strong we are against the combat and then go from there. I will be swapping Durance out for Kana. Shouldn't last that long before we end up rigging. But that was Pillars of One. Despite everything about the world, I do actually love the world. I would definitely not want to live in it, but I do love the world. And I do really wish that I do want a Pillars of Eternity 3 someday, but we'll see how that goes. I am curious on that tactic spin-off that was discussed a long time ago from Josh Sawyer, though. But hey, more Pillars of Eternity or more things in AOR is always welcome too. So I do want a conclusion to the Watcher's story. Why would I not want to live there? Okay, how about this? I would not want to live in the world come when we start Pillars of Eternity 2. How about that? Let's put it that way. Pillars of Eternity 1 depends where. It depends, I'm probably gonna just be a plain civilian, so. You'd rather live in Toril or Aura? I don't know Toril off the top of my head, but I'm guessing Toril's something worse. I'm gonna have to double check that. But I'd definitely rather live in Aura in that case. Oh, BG, oh. I gotcha. Yeah, I'd take Aura. Aora. You do raise a point there. There are some good and bad. But it also depends on what role we also did too. Probably just gonna be a civilian at that point. Which, as we've seen with Defiance Bay, oh boy. But then again, this is just the timeline of the Watcher, so I guess it would depend on the timeline we're choosing. Also, there are also the whatchamacallit. Forgot the name of them. The Mind Flayers in here. They're also not as bad as the Mind Flayers in the world of Toril. That's also yeah. Some things are good in this one that I'd take over anything over in the BD3 areas, or the D&D Baldur's Gate areas. I know, that's right. The most, they're just mostly ciphers. You do raise a point. Yeah, AR is more livable. Okay, that has actually convinced me. I will retract, and I will actually say there are some good in Aora, despite all that. But yeah, especially comes down to the timeline, which we will see when we jump into Pillars of Eternity 2. That's the one I'm talking about, the Vithrax. Vithrax are, they feel more like ciphers, but they are definitely not like the Mind Flayers. They're just like little, they're like the spiders, but they more seem like ciphers slash watchers kind of things. Not like actual watchers, but you know, speak through psychic speaking sort of thing, kind of like this, yeah, ciphers. But Vithrax are not as scary as, say, as we were talking about the Mind Flayers. Yeah, exactly. Alright, now I'm gonna load that save really quick before we jump into there. This one was right here. Okay, I'm gonna see something really quick. I just want to see how strong we are for Thursday really quick. I'm just gonna jump down to a floor below the one I did at the start, and we'll see from there. So, going to quickly head back to Caednua. And funny enough, I actually love the Vithrax as a design. Yep, that's where I'm going. Right down here. Then I need to swap Durance out for Kana so I can do the quest line. There we go. Back home. Okay. Why did it not even say accept there? Anyway. Alrighty, Kana. I'm first gonna take you with.
This place, as beautiful as it can be with the absence of children.
You
Goodbye,
walk your
Durance.
path, I'll walk mine.
And I have not leveled Kana in a long time, so that's gonna be fun. Uh-huh. Oh god, I'm gonna have to gear him up too. But this also leaves us on a point for Thursday, so hold on, we'll just do some level up. Alright, what do we got? Or Frighten. Oh, and this time I can actually run whoever I want. Let's see. Drop. Okay. There we are, that should work. But yeah, nothing beats the K-Duan music. Fine. Since, what's-his-face was, Duress was built, to be support, I'm gonna make him a little more support. Let me see what I got for you. Nothing in here. I have no idea what to give you as a weapon. I'll just settle with interrupting blows for now, I guess. If I need to re-roll him, I could. I'll add some athletics so he can stay alive a little bit. What do we have? Aura Frightened. It's got Gloomy Grimdark, Lord of the Rings vibe down to a T. Oh yeah. Just disengaging. I'm gonna go Frightened Aura. Oh yeah, nothing beats this music. Let's see. Foe AoE chop. That might be interesting for when we go down to there. Summon 2 Will-O-Wisps. That's awesome because I'm also a wisp. I could summon myself, my own Will-O-Wisp fellows, or not. I might go Paralyzation. And again, I'm not really good at Chanter, so I have no idea how butcher this build's going to be. Alright, we need to add survival badly. Rise again. Do we have anything else? A yellow wisp? This is actually by design. I just want to be yellow because it's actually my favorite color, so it's mainly just because I'm that's actually my favorite color. That's literally the answer. Lore-wise, what did I do? Sulphurous is the backstory, but that's about it. It's literally just because I like yellow. That's literally the answer if you really want it. But, however, my, whatchamacallit, I can show the background before I end, but the cats, my actual real-life cats, wisp cats of those are blue. So, they stick by the traditional stuff. I'm the only oddity among the wisps. Sulphurous wisps. Precisely. Oh boy. Actually, this will be good. I'm literally figuring out this one, but yeah, we're just dealing with this right now, so we'll see how this goes. Their damage shield, yes, please. Alright. And then I need to gear him up. We still got everything else from our other stuff, so hopefully... Yeah, Kana is really lacking on armor. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to gear him up. Worst part is, I'm not really great with this class. Cloak of Protection, I guess? Move speed, that could help, I guess. You do have a little interruption. Move speed. What do we got for you, Kana? I don't think we need that. No, we don't need that. Oh, thanks for the tip. Actually, usually never thought of that. That's actually a really good idea. I never do that. I just usually go with none. Good tip. Appreciate it. Let me see. Given more... No, wait, we already gave you boots. Bonus melee, no. Yes, accuracy. We have 2... Wait, we already gave you a belt. Anything else we can give you? Ranger, no. Yes, that. Then we need to find you a good armor piece. Huh. I never even knew I had that. Alright, now an armor piece for Kana. What do we got? I mean, that'll keep him up, I suppose, and it'll take him a while to do some casting, but it'll keep him up with that recovery. And then we can keep his turban. Unless we can find something else. Yep, his turban. A heavily armored. Now we need to find his weapon. A Viclef. No. Maybe Ravenwing. Actually, no, Lead Splitter's fine for him. Lead Splitter? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm hoping. But for reference, Oh, Aquaburst? Mm-hmm. In fact, where did I put your Aquaburst? Oh, actually, hold on. You know what? You can, take your Aquaburst back and go with a better one. We'll put Lead Splitter in the offhand. And actually, I love what they did with the guns in the sequel. Okay, now we can just waltz down here. Actually, hold on. Resolve really quick.
You know,
yeah. Oh.
There are accounts of Watchers in all of the regions I've visited. If the adventuring life doesn't work out...
Speaking of Kana...
You could always read souls for coin. Give people advice. Tell them which family they're related to and whom they should duel for past offenses.
Sadly. I'm glad you find this so amusing, Kana. Sorry, seems I'm not in very good raising spirits. That was unintentional. Okay, Kana, well, we need to jump into the Endless Pass for you. Oh. Yep, we have only done level 1. I'm not gonna lie, though, I do love the design when you get all the way to the bottom. Like, I've seen the concept art of this place. It's really badass looking. But in my first playthrough, I actually never did it, though. Which I regret, by the way, which is why I'm going to do it on Thursday. After especially the experience of Pillar of Eternity 2 and about. So yeah. But that was my first playthrough, so regrets were made. Alright. And we need to get in there. Oh wait, do we? I need to remember how to get in there. I am actually rusty in this place. That takes us back upstairs. Is there a switch I missed? Oh, if I need to, I'm already on easy right now. I actually had to turn that down in the first time I went in here. Funny enough. So, if it's going to be hard and easy, then it'll be a surprise. I just need to remember how to get down there. Did I never loot that? I never looted you. So I'm definitely going to rely on the wiki, but it looks like... could we get some preparation, honestly? I want to go in completely blind. That's where, what's-his-face was, the Mad Walker was. Where else do we need to go? It's going to be interesting coming with the turn-based mode for this, though.
Here we are.
Oh, here we are.
We are so close. Beneath our very feet lie the endless paths, built by Ard Nua, the great Angwithan king. Well, up here, this is all Adiran, of course. But should we descend far enough, we will find some real history.
And that is the goal for Thursday, Kana.
To uncover that great king's tomb would be a dream. But it is one of his servants I am after. Gabranos, a powerful mage and a dedicated scholar, a keeper of lore, just as I mean to be. He was in possession of the Tanvi Orator, or whatever form of it preceded the one we know. I've seen it in ruins, alongside Gabranos' name, scraps of the same symbols and verses we know in Rauatai. He must have held the words in high regard. Or perhaps he was even the author.
You sound very impressed by this Gabranos. And also, after Strange Stuff, I'm probably going to set his verses up for Thursday too, because I have not even done that yet. They say he held power over the elements, but I'm more interested in his writing. He was a prolific author. I haven't been able to translate everything, but I've seen enough to know he has traveled far and wide. If only we could have met him, what wisdom we could have shared. But if we can follow an example and strive to learn from those around us, improve upon it, you haven't actually read his writing. Well, you know what I'm going to say, he does sound impressive. It'll seem arrogant now that I've sung his praises, but reading that text, it felt like I was looking through a mirror at some past version of myself. Ridiculous, isn't it? In any case, I'm no master of the elements. Well, let's go ahead and start looking.
If my sources are correct, Gabranos will have brought the text with him. It will probably be within a library, or a tomb perhaps. It tends to be one of the two.
One could say this could also be a tomb of sorts.
Let's be off.
Oh, we found the second floor. Why was I... Oh. Okay. Now I get it. I get it now. Why that door wasn't open. I'm guessing this master staircase is what you're going to use to get transitioned back up floors and stuff. Goes to show how much I've done this. Alright, let's go see how we do in the first floor. Or second floor. And I'll put a save here for Thursday, after how we do a little bit in here. And then I already have someone lined up who to raid. Oh, Zurup's, okay.
Let's go.
Maybe Zurup's aren't the best first pace. But then again, I realize I should have been doing a couple of these back when we're in the early acts. But I just did every other quest for that. Yes, and speaking of, one of the little kitties here. Hello, Odin. Saying hello to chat, and he wants me to shake the food bowl. Alright, one more just to see. Oh, wait, hold on. Why am I not surprised?
They shall see nothing while I see much.
I knew something would be a trap there. Nothing in here. Oh yeah, before we actually do raid, I'll go ahead and show you the two kitty wisps too. And the priest. That's actually an endgame goal I actually do plan to do. And this is why I love ciphers. When you can just do this. Turn them against each other. And then execute the one who turned on them. Speaking of levels, we just got one.
Do your eyes see what mine see?
We almost just took that. Broken blade. Oh, these are the weapon things. I've heard about those. Okay. Okay, it looks like we're not having too much difficulty yet.
Let's see.
Could also be because of the difficulty setting, but you know. Right. Are a dead Zurup. Oh, here we are. This orb lying in the corner of the chamber, its ribs starkly beneath its scaly hide, and its breathing is labored, each whistling breath causing obvious discomfort. It doesn't seem to be reacting to your presence. Examine the Zurup? You take a look at the sick creature over, and notice that its skin is showing some discoloration. The ugly patches are yellow and livid with purple. It seems to match the common symptoms of... Oh, Makwa's tears, okay. Common poison, Makwa's tears, okay. You also note that its color is worse underneath the painted symbols under the creature's skin. Why do I have a feeling we can save this Zurup? Anyway, well, let's not do anything for that Zurup yet. We'll probably come back to that fella.
Let's go.
Personally, yeah, Durance, I've been getting more annoyed with Durance, oddly enough, but I get where you're coming from. Love the characters, though. Goddamn, sometimes they can be a little headaches. Let's go ahead. Curled inside this broken shell is a tiny white shape. Only when a tiny toothed maw. I've never been down there with a high enough survival score, so that's interesting. Oh, yeah, I just figured that out. I figured that out a long time ago when I first did my first playthrough. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll take the worm with us. Oh, since I also do this every time... So funny enough, what I have been doing is swapping... Never mind, I can't do that for console halt. We'll show the Drake first, how about that? Console halt's kind of helpful in case we need him. Show the baby Drake. Just show the pet real quick. Okay, let's go ahead and go back. Alright.
Do your eyes see what mine see?
What did you find, grandmother? Oh. Okay. Oh, Green Mother got a level up, but we're not worried about that just yet. I'm just gonna clear this floor really quick. Once I get down to this next level, is where we'll actually call up stream for now, for the night. So I'll clear this floor. And then we'll probably raid J-Bjorg, who was in the chat earlier, who is actually playing Metaphor ReFantazio. But yeah. Oh, hold on, what's over there though? Oh, I wonder if that's a boss down this floor. I'm going to be discovering new things that I missed out on in my first playthrough. Which I'm all here for. Oh, wait a minute, I think I know what that is. That's something... hold on, let's just see what happens here. Stepping into this chamber, you are assailed by a cacophony of screeches. Growls and barks, a blood-splattered Zerops dance in frenetic leaping motions. To one side, a Zerop plunges his hand into a bucket teeming with blood. Dub patterns onto the others to join in the rites. At the far end of the room, one Zerop, wearing a long skull of a young Drake with vibrant feathers, shakes his staff toward the gathered Zerops, screeching and clicking. The High Priest suddenly waves his head, raises his staff above his head, shrieking renewed vigor. He swings the staff downward down to the pit, and then at you. I think we're invited to participate. Okay. Okay, I was wondering when combat was going to start. Alright, well, I guess we'll kill him, I guess.
Let's go.
That's it.
Okay, yeah, Acrobat's a slot for him. Thanks for your mother. I don't mind you doing your ciphering things, Green. So I'm going to assume that's the esteemed sacrificial pit. I'm going to assume. I've heard about. Taking a quick save here just to see something. Okay, no, okay, I see. It's not that pit, I think. Okay. This wide pit descends into grim darkness. You hear a howl in the wind. From time to time, hot gusts of air tug at your clothing. Examine the pit. The chasm appears to be dug out by tools rather than natural formation. It seems to be very deep, but you cannot see the bottom of the gauge at distance. Well, this is why we have grappling hooks. You take a grappling hook and tie it to one of the stone blocks. 2 hard tugs adjust the pole of the rope will hold fast. Okay. You begin your descent into the darkness. Soon the edge of the pit is far above your head, and you can only hear the creak of the rope and your own breaths. Soon enough, however, you see another source of light far below. That's why I'm actually taking a test of this now, like, for Thursday. Because if that's the case, we might actually have to postpone that Thief Gold FM I had planned, another game entirely. Just to take a small breather in between, and just jump right into Pillars 2, which I'm all for as well. But anyway, back to reading. Soon enough, however, past dangling on a rope, you can see a dimly lit room, at the center of which is a circular stone pool. The pool is filled with blood, and even at this distance, you can pick out various limbs and mangled bodies, largely Zerop in nature. The tunnel bored into the stone ends way above the chamber. Below, the rope extends no further. Jump down into the blood pool. Sure, let's I did a quick save for a reason, so let's see what's in this blood pool. Bracing yourself for the landing, you loosen your hold, dropping down the remaining distance into the blood pool with a noisy splash. The thick, murky waters hinder your swimming, threatening to pull you down into the unseen depths of this grim pit. But at last you crest the surface and pull yourself up and over the brim, to find yourself at the edge of a reeking, sludgy mixture of blood and limbs. Well now. Okay. I level... That was a shortcut? Okay. Alright, that's an easy way to see how we do, I guess. Let's see how we do from level 2 to level 5, I suppose. Hey, guys. Oh, there's a drake. At the edge of this expansive chamber, encircled by jabbering hosts of Zerups, stands a massive reptilian creature, its snout spattered with bloody remnants of a recent meal. Gobbets of flesh still spread on its crooked fangs. The Zerup ship, anxiously looking up expectantly at the drake as the beast stretches its leathery wings in challenge, brushing the pillars to either side. Yes, yes, more sacrifice, it flaps its wings, briefly, and stirs up a cloud of dust. Come here, elf, be honored. You speak? I speak and the stone shakes, and I speak and lizard bring gold. I speak and eat well, yes, I speak. These Zerup sacrifice to you. Are you the master below? I'll have to look into that. Let me pass. Well, I doubt a drake's gonna be diplomatic with us, but let me pass. I'll do you no harm. What? Sacrifice cannot leave? Sacrifice is not very smart. Master made me lord here. Here, I am king. I am god of fire and gold. Oh my geez. I was not expecting that many Zerups.
Yeah.
Well, good thing I have this. Hey, have some holy fire. I'm probably gonna hurt my party in the process, but you know. Case in point. Yeah, I kind of figured that would happen. Okay, guys, we should probably get out of my holy fire. That's killing us. Oh, and a new shield. Interesting. Friendly fire just... That's kind of my thoughts exactly, Shadow. There's where, though? Wait, is that another stairs going down? Interesting. Yeah. We mostly are running Mike Arch gear, given by Paladina's sword. Great Mother stuff, my mace. I even have Abaddon's hammer over here that I can use when I need it.
Hey.
A deer has still been running Gaun's share since the beginning of the game, though. I really need to upgrade this thing, I just realized. Yeah, I should upgrade that too. Alright, we do have an ad incoming, but I think this is the point I'm going to save it. So in this case, hold on. Before we get ads, I'm going to snooze that ad really quick because we're going to be finishing up. Endless Pass is what I'm going to call this one. I'll just do some off-screen stuff, such as just making sure Kana's verses are welled up, working and all that stuff. And put this here. We'll pick this back up on Thursday. And I'll be starting early at 4 o'clock, and should end around 8 or 9. But anyway, thank you all for joining for the stream. We'll be getting ready to raid J. Bjorn. And I hope everyone takes care of yourselves, and I shall see you next time. And we'll probably see the ending to Pillar of Eternity again, if that goes as well as it does. Hopefully a better ending for Kana over here. Alright, take care everyone. I shall see you next time. Oh, right, hold on. Before I forget, I almost forgot about one thing. I forgot to show the kitties in the background, so give me one moment. There they are. That's the other wisps. Just want to show the background really quick that I mentioned earlier. Alright. Now I'm going to go end it. Alright, take care everyone. I shall see you next time.